dim lit chandeliers glow. We'll sip our worries away, nice and slow. Your laughter ripples like sweet warm wine. In this jazzy sultry space you're mine. The saxophone croons a velvet tune, while melodies dance beneath the moon. We'll toast to moments both grand and small, in this hazy, lazy, jazz-touched hall. But let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you. Your eyes, they sparkle with every click. Sweet rendezvous over a simple drink. We'll share our secrets in whispers low, just you and me where the jazz flows slow. The world outside fades into the mist, but here it's our own dreamy tryst. With each sip our worries drift away. Let's stay together till the break of day. So let's sit together in the mellow night. We'll drink to love till the morning light. Every glass we raise a promise true. Here's to the magic in a drink with you.
The following live stream has been approved for appropriate audiences. It may contain occasional strong language and may not be suitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer inebriation is advised, though not mandatory.
Good evening, happy Black Friday, and welcome back to Last Call. And yes, Black Friday is here, and we're diving deep. First, a little history. We'll talk about why Black Friday started and how it evolved. This year, it's wild. Deals started in October. Stores are half empty because everything's online, and honestly, it feels more like Black November now. People are burnt out, prices feel manipulated, and a lot of us are just asking, is the hype even worth it anymore? So settle in, top off your glasses, drop your craziest Black Friday stories in the chat along with what you're sipping on, and let's figure out if this pseudo-holiday is still worth the chaos as we roll this Canarble wagon right now.
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
Vasalut and happy Friday! Happy, holiday weekend. I don't know if everyone has had the day off today, for example. No, I didn't, because here I am. But seriously, I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Those of you that did join me for Liquid Lunch know what I'm sipping on. It's a Glog right here. You can see it. And mine is, gosh, it's yum. And I've got a slice of orange in here, and I've got some cranberries floating in there. Oh, it is so, so good. I probably could have gone a little bit warmer, but I'm just feeling kind of warm. It's cold here in the Chicagoland area. It's below freezing. It's in the 20s. Or at least it was the last time I looked. But you know who we need to go to for more on this topic is Netter of Netter's Network. How you doing, my dear? And, well, we know what you're sipping on because I gave you the same. How are you liking that drink?
It's not bad. it's a lot drier than I prefer. I don't like dry wines. See, now Troy loves Merlot. I mean, that thing just sucks the moisture out of your entire body, not just your mouth, and he likes it. I prefer um, non-dry wines. I don't know what you'd call those.
Sweeter wines.
Sweeter wines,
Yeah.
ones that don't suck the moisture out of my mouth.
So you're not digging it so much?
It's okay. I mean, it is very tasty. I really do like the addition of the orange in there. It gives it an elevated flavor.
I really should have tried this before I doctored it, because it says that it's got some essence of orange in it, and I didn't test it to see how much it had to begin with.
I do like the addition of the orange. It does give it a very fresh taste to it, and I think
Yeah.
it does elevate the wine quite a bit. Now, did you puncture the cranberries before putting it on so they
No,
can get
I probably should have.
because then you can get a little bit more flavor of that.
Well,
in
and
it,
the
too.
other thing I thought about was, well, I thought, I'll heat it up, they'll burst on their own, but I wasn't thinking, I'm not heating it to boiling, so it's probably not going to burst them. So, next time, next glass maybe. And in fact, I might have to ask you to refill me. I did it for a minute and a half in the microwave. I know. Is that wrong? Putting wine in the microwave to warm it up, a mulled wine? I don't know. Anyway, let's get my designated driver's opinion of that. Age Boomer, I know you are not sipping on an adult beverage tonight because you got to work tomorrow. How you
Just
doing,
have
my
a
friend?
Coke,
You just have a regular Coke, huh?
but it has
See, that's why he should be having an adult beverage.
I probably
Right?
should be. Actually, a glass of wine sounds lovely, and part of me thinks I'm not a wine connoisseur, but what I've had, I tend to like the reds
Yeah.
more than the
Yeah,
white.
yeah.
I don't know why that is. I know some people prefer whites, and I wonder, are reds the dry wines, or are they just
Not necessarily. Both
Right.
red and white can be either sweet or
Right.
dry. It depends. Your drier wines tend to have a higher alcohol content. That's why they're dry. Mogan David, for example, has very little alcohol in it. So it's much sweeter. It's almost grape juice. But like a Merlot, like Netter mentioned, has really the yeast in it has already eaten up all of that sugar, and there's a lot more alcohol.
Interesting.
So it's not nearly, and that's really the chemistry behind, well, really any fermentation. You put yeast into it. The yeast eats the sugar, and excretes alcohol, and the alcohol's obviously what gets you drunk, but the balance between the sugars and the alcohols are the flavor, well, along with whatever fruit or grain brings to it. Obviously a grape wine is going to taste different from a strawberry wine. It's going to taste different from Applejack, from wheat and barley to make your bourbons and whiskeys, but it's all the same chemistry. So the more you know. I haven't got all those nifty little memes brought into EMUG, so I can't bring that up, but
I would say, in my experience with different wines, that the reds do seem to be drier, at least in my opinion. An occasional white wine, but usually the reds for me seem to be drier. Unless it's a sweet red. The sweet reds are really
the
good.
thing is, when you have white wines, you tend to drink the same ones. You drink the Chardonnays, you drink
and
the Champagnes.
Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, you drink the sweeter whites. I mean, I could absolutely get you a dry white wine that would just your mouth, but
No, thank you.
well, I'd probably only get that to cook with though, because I prefer the sweeter whites as well. Okay, that's enough booze talk. I should be talking about that stuff at Liquid Lunch. Let's get to saying hi to everyone in the chat, starting with Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube. And let me tell you something. The recipes you sent, mwah. Oh, my dear. We tried that shepherd pie recipe you sent today. I had 2 plates of it. Netter ate all she could eat.
Wow, that sounds good.
Absolutely yum.
And it's so filling.
Oh,
It's
incredibly
so
filling.
yummy.
I just, I sacrificed all of the leftovers that I would usually put into a turkey soup that I make every year. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need the soup. This is way better. I was just
Yeah, so
boom.
basically, the carrots and potatoes I had used in the around the turkey because it gives it some extra
Yep,
flavor. Since they were already softened, I used those. I did boil some
came
extra
out perfect.
potatoes
Came
because
out
Troy
perfect.
knows me. I love potatoes. It's my favorite veggie.
What Netter doesn't realize is, although I mashed the potatoes, I missed one. So in one of the plates that she gave me, I had a whole solid potato. Just luck of the draw. Just luck of the draw.
Didn't look at you and put on a top hat and start dancing. Oh, that's Mr. Peanut. Never mind. Okay.
Hello, my baby.
Hello,
Hello,
my
my
honey.
baby. Hello,
Hello,
my
my
ragtime
ragtime
gal.
gal. JBRPH1 dropping the members emojis because he is a member. Just like everybody that I've mentioned so far. You are all the regulars. Love you guys.
This
You guys literally do keep the lights on. Speaking of membership, Netter says that I got a membership drive going, and that is absolutely true. I am within throwing distance of my goal. I am trying to get to 100 members by the end of the year, and I am seriously almost there. This has been a great week, thanks to some generosity from some wonderful members trying to help me grow this family of ours. Thank you guys so much, because for as little as $2 a month, you can be a member and you can help me keep the lights on. I'm not even kidding. This is my full-time job now, guys, and I love it because I get to spend my time with you. It's almost like not working, but I still got to earn a living. So thank you guys so much for all you've done. Gifted memberships are welcome. Absolutely. They are the lifeblood here because, they talk about AdSense. That's BS. That's just pennies. But I am trying to reach 100 members and 2,000 subscribers. Honestly, guys, I am blown away that memberships are easier to obtain than subscribers, and subscribers cost nothing. Nothing. I've started putting on you got to be a subscriber to comment, but I think everybody that's coming here is already a subscriber. So just saying, help me get this stream out to other people. Let your friends and family know that this is a channel to subscribe to. Get some eyes on this to the best of your ability. Films with Friends raid, thank you so much, Big Al, and I'm assuming deleted scenes eventually. I hope you guys enjoyed the movie. Have a great stream. Happy Black Friday. Happy Black Friday, as I called it, the pseudo holiday in the monologue. Mark Daly, good to see you, my friend. He says, Friday night, slow jazz time. Yes, that's on brand for me. He gives his customary greetings from the Panhandle of Florida, a.k.a. South Georgia. Let's see here. Saying hi to each other, which is always really, really cool. Good evening from Sir Torrin Clegane. Good to see you, my friend. Here's to the magic and a drink with you. Yeah, you see, you guys are getting to learn these songs.
yes.
I am working on karaoke versions of these songs to add to the playlist so that you can enjoy them. There you are. Salute, deleted scenes. Join in the raid. And he says, like, share, subscribe, become a member, and gift a membership if you are feeling particularly generous. Happy Friday to you as well. Daniel Barry's Sports Highlights. I hope you guys are going to the channels that you see here and subscribing to them, because I know how hard it is to get subscribers. Come on, guys. Oh, here's somebody I haven't seen in a minute. The Joker voice. He says, howdy, folks. Long time no see. Sorry for my absence. Pro wrestling keeps me busy. Got my Jameson and ginger ale. Oh, I've never thought of that. I've got Jameson in the freezer. If I wasn't drinking a glog right now, I might give that Well, I don't have any ginger ale. I have ginger beer.
So you're saying Mr. J's in the house?
Mr. J's in the house, absolutely. Ice cold, that's the way to do it. Kicking up my feet for a bit. Yeah. Thanks for being here, my friend. Super, super appreciate you.
You know, likes his drinks ice cold. Mr. Freeze.
Well, yes. Yes. With a bad pun, probably. Tim Hayes says, hello, Papa Pacelli. Well, hello, Tim Hayes. Good to see you, my friend. David Pensack says, good evening to you. Good evening to you as well. Again, it always encourages me to see you guys saying hi to each other. I want this to be a community. Narp. What was that? That wasn't. That was the one that they did after Shaun of the Dead. Hot Fuzz. That's right. That's what it was. Right.
Yarp.
Narp. Okay. Tim Hayes is just keeping hydrated. I understand. Being out on that left coast, it gets warm, you get dry, you gotta stay hydrated. My first Black Friday at the desk wasn't that bad. I imagine Sunday and Monday are going to be real bears, though. Okay. We'll get into a little bit of Cyber Monday talk towards the end of the stream, possibly, depending on how copacetic I still am. I'm grateful I got out of retail before Black Friday got real crazy. Yeah, we've got some stories for you. We really, really do. Drinking cranberry lemonade, a new flavor from Ocean Spray. That sounds interesting. That sounds really interesting. I have very fond memories of working Black Friday and Christmas back in the mid-'80s in a record store. Oh, that's interesting. Netter and I are going to have some stories about working retail at the holidays, too. Let's see here. You're welcome, Troy and Netter. Happy that you enjoyed it. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to try the other recipes yet, but, we're getting there. Yeah, Connie, is it okay if I share those recipes, that as I talk them up? Oh, Aged Boomer, thank you so much for the gifted membership. That went to... Oh, Matt Cheatwood. There you go. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Aged Boomer.
Well, I figure today is the day to spend, right? Plus, there's nothing worth
Black
buying.
Friday, right?
Nothing worth... Yeah. I'm going to go on a rant about this Black Friday. I don't know.
Welcome, Nate. Like, share, subscribe, become a member, and if you're going to give a super chat of $5 more, why not make that a membership instead, a gifted membership? That helps our family grow. That is absolutely true. Let's see. Ironically, the only thing I can say in a Joker voice is Joker's voice. There you go. Actually, fun fact, Mr. Freeze's favorite drink is peppermint patty, creme de menthe with hot cocoa. True story.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Go for it, Troy. More the merrier on sharing the recipe. Okay. Well, Netter said she was going to take care of that. So
yeah, I'll scan them for him and I'll get them to him.
And as we get into our topic, if Netter at some point you feel so inclined to support your husband in his drinking endeavors, I'm probably going to need a refill on this.
You might want to look at your little super chat.
Oh, there we go. Geek Flag with Nate Knows says, "Hey, Boomer Pacelli, have you checked your email?" I have. I don't know if Netter has.
I have.
But I saw that. That is so. One came through with no sound, and then one came through with dialogue, and the dialogue had Netter and I cracking up. It made me think of bad lip reading. Is what it made me think of. It was very appreciated. Thank you so much. Does any Black Friday craft scene match that of Cabbage Patch Kids back in the day? Good question. We'll get to that. That is not so. The whole phenomenon about a specific
We talked about
must-have
Cabbage Patch
gift.
Kids on a
Yes, we
prior
did.
stream. I remember that.
That whole concept of you got to have this particular toy. They did a movie about that. What was the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. It was clearly meant to, homage the whole zeitgeist behind things like Cabbage Patch Dolls or whatever the big toy was, and that you just had to get that thing, right? That's not necessarily the same as Black Friday. Black Friday being anything could be that desirable thing just because of a perceived sale. Remember Black Friday at Borders Books when I worked there. Great energy and very fun as long as you keep the right frame of mind. I would argue that's kind of true about holiday shopping in general, not just Black Friday. Netter. Troy morphing into Porky Pig. Son of a B. Son of a B. Son of a B. Son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
That was funny.
You've seen that one, right? That's out there on YouTube somewhere. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So we're going to talk a little bit about Black Friday. Boomer, what would be a good place for me to inject my little bit of Black Friday history about the origins? And
Well, I have a nice image here. Why don't you? There we go. Nice
this has almost
cross-section.
become the
Cliched image.
Yeah, right. Well, and last year for Thanksgiving, one of the movies we watched was that Eli Ross Thanksgiving movie, which starts out with a scene just like this, where people get trampled and killed trying to get these Black Friday, deals or whatever, and it's absolutely ludicrous. When the HD flat screen TV first came out, people were actually trampled on Black Friday, and I do believe 2 people died. Yeah, there have been instances that I've heard about.
We are going to get back to like 2007 when we get to my segment. Yeah, and that was when the HDTVs were the new thing that everybody wanted, but also thought they had to have. That might be a topic for another thing, the whole debacle with the digital signals and how everyone was confused thinking they had to go out and buy a new TV, but that's a topic for another time. But yeah, HDTVs, when they were first out, people wanted them, and they were pricey.
Yeah. Yep.
So when you wanted that Black Friday deal on one. Now you can get deals on them all the time. But
yeah. So, Boomer, how old do you think Black Friday is as a concept?
1970s?
Really close. You're close. It goes actually back to the 60s. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
It started in Philadelphia when a cop described the insane traffic and chaos the day after Thanksgiving. Retailers later flipped it positive, saying that when they finally go in the black, profit-wise, that was where the Black Friday concept came from. That all year long they may have been running in the red, but the boost in sales that came at the day after Thanksgiving put them in the black. Which, honestly, I don't know how much truth there is to it, but to the extent there is any truth to it, you got to understand from a business point of view, the whole goal is to make a profit. You have to make a profit if you're going to stay in business. And if you're getting to November before you get into the black, and some retailers that's the case, you kind of understand why they start promoting Christmas and the holidays and stuff as early as they can. It's literally survival for some of these businesses, if you think about it. But,
yes.
Go ahead.
There was an episode of Chuck about Black Friday, remember, where they were all preparing at whatever store he worked for, which was either Best Buy or Circuit City. It was a place like that. And they did an episode where they were all prepping for Black Friday. I remember that. But, yeah.
Yeah, and I think some places are more ridiculous than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you going to say now?
Oh, I was going to say, I remember when we worked at Carson's.
Yeah.
And we would have, because it was Black Friday.
How long ago was that?
Let's see, it was before we lived here, so
More.
20 years ago at least.
Wow, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we worked there when we lived in the city.
Right.
So that was a little over 20 years ago.
North side of the city,
Yeah,
Carson Peary
about
Scott.
25
yeah.
years ago, I want to say. And
Hmm.
more like 22. And we would get, and I'm not disparaging anybody here, but the Jewish people, because they would be having their holiday meals coming up, would come in on Black Friday. They would get the pants at the expensive ones, and they would buy 2 sets, and there would be multiple families. So it's like, if I worked on commission, dang, I would be in heaven. But so there'd be like 3 or 4 families together, so they'd buy 2 sets each of these really expensive pant sets. They knew they had 90 days to return them.
Mm-hmm.
So they would buy them when they were on sale.
Yep.
for Black Friday, use them for, like Hanukkah and all that. And they're different
Right.
upcoming meals. I don't know all their religious meals and all that come out. But they would use them and then return them right after the new year, because they're well within their 90 days, and get all their money back. And I found out from someone, I think I asked someone once, I was just like, do you mind if I ask, I know you buy the pans and then you return them. Can you tell me what's going on with that?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we need to keep kosher. And so why we buy 2 is we have one for one, like the things that were like creams, and things that got milk, cheese, dairy, whatever in it, and one for meats. They cannot mix when we're cooking. So we buy the pans so that we are ensured that no pan we have has ever been used for dairy or for meat. It's totally separate. And I was like, okay, that's interesting, because I know nothing about the culture. But I thought it was rather clever that they bought it on Black Friday, and then once they finished all their holiday prep, they returned the pans. Because you get good sales. I mean, these were like $700 pans, they're getting for like $350. So some people do this as just because it's a culture thing. They need something like that for their holiday preparation. So I thought that was rather clever, and they were always very polite, very nice. The cleans were probably cleaner when they returned them than when they bought them.
Funny.
So before I go to Nate's comment, I am going to say I think Glog, this particular brand, I think is going to become a holiday mainstay for me. Netter, would you be willing to give me a minute and a half on that in the microwave?
Here, why don't you start working on this one?
Oh, and Netter's
I
cup.
did drink about half.
Yeah, you did pretty good. Netter's, you probably can't see this even if I went big, but this is one of those glass mugs, Batman Forever.
Which I believe was a McDonald's glass.
I had one of those.
I can't remember. It's hard to see. Oh yeah, it is McDonald's. It's got the M on the
I
bottom.
have the Riddler one. I'm trying to remember now. I might still have it somewhere. I don't know.
This one is specifically the Batman one.
Yeah, because they had a Robin one. They had a Riddler one. Did they have a Two-Face one?
They must have been Two-Faced, yeah.
Yeah, they had a Two-Face. They had a Riddler and a Batman and a Robin. I think those are the 4.
So Nate says, has anyone who still works in retail and worked in... as someone who still works in retail and worked retail as a manager for a mom and pop electronics and video store, Black Friday was when they made the most money. Yeah, I don't begrudge a company making their money. You make your hay while the sun shines, right? Chuck worked for Buy More. That's right. What was the blonde girl's name? I really liked her.
Yeah, she's good. But
Mr. House Party, haven't seen you in a minute.
actually, if you like that actress, she was in I, Frankenstein, which I've recommended to you. It's by the Underground
I,
guy.
Frankenstein.
Yes.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yes. But what was I going to say?
Geek
though?
Flag had the Riddler and Two-Face, so there you go. Confirmation that it was the
I might have had two too. I might still have them somewhere. I don't remember getting rid of them. But
Mark Daly has the whole set, and Joker Voice, who of course is going to chime in on this topic. Batman Returns is a fine Christmas movie. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right about that, Mr. J. Absolutely true. Yvonne, I'm going to ruin this. There was a girl in grade school that I had a crush on.
Shahovsky?
Strahovski.
Anyway.
Yeah, it seems right. And welcome, by the way, Lester San Jose, Skeptic Tank Obsessions. Good to see you, my friend. Actually, now I don't even know what your YouTube handle is anymore because we don't get to see it. Black Fridays were brutal, whether brick and mortar or online retail.
Somehow in my retail career, I got lucky.
Ooh, I can see it. A minute and a half?
Yeah.
Wow, you see it's steaming. Ooh.
I think I did not work that many Black Fridays, or if any at all. I did work a couple days after Christmas. Those are not fun. You know why?
Yeah.
Those are
Why?
return days. Everyone's returning their stuff they got for Christmas.
I got really good at doing returns. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But somehow, yeah.
Tim Hayes, we will touch on, or at least I plan to touch on Cyber Monday by the end. Yeah, in the wrap up. Yeah.
But yeah, and I've not been one to go out to the stores. I think the last time might have been 15 years ago. I think my dad and my sister went out to Walmart early in the morning to get some deals. But we as a family, it wasn't something we did that often because I started shopping online and it was a lot easier. But even then, you miss out on stuff.
So I am going to have to make some cranberry sauce specifically for the apple pie recipe I'm going to be making. I kind of like this idea. I may have to give this a try. Cranberry spread, stuffing, ham, turkey, and mashed potatoes on a sandwich. That sounds really good. Oh, God, this glog is so wonderful. Black Friday was never a big deal at Home Depot, but I remember my first year, people were buying snake lights faster than we could get them in. Yeah, Home Depot has become the holiday decoration store. There's a lot of videos that I've been watching. They have an R2 of not quite 1-to-1 scale R2, but close. R2D2 with lights and sounds, and people are doing all kinds of customization on it. I'm like, I don't have the room here, but if I did, that's something I'd kind of want to go after. Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Kapla from Blizzard Central. Look, Netter keeps getting warnings or watches or announcements that we're supposed to be getting one this weekend ourselves.
Yeah, and it's funny because it went from, you're going to be getting snow that was supposed to have started on Thursday, and it was going to be 0.4 inches. Then it went to point like 5 or 6 inches. Then 0.9 inches. Now it's 9 inches. Period, like 9.5 inches. And it's like, okay, it's been clear outside, cold, but clear.
Yeah.
There's not really any clouds, and it's like I think.
And so now they're calling for us to get a couple feet over Saturday night to Sunday morning, and I'm like, well, if you just keep pushing it off a day after day after day, eventually we'll get snow. Eventually you'll be right. I mean, Anyway, let's get back to the presentation.
That woman with the reddish hair looks like she's trying to fight her way up front.
She looks like she's trying to eat a whole ham herself. Actually.
Okay, anyway.
Or she's going to eat the lady in front of her's brains.
Mr. House Party for $10. Thank you so much, my friend. You are greatly, greatly appreciated. That is, I guess I should actually bring it up. Thank you so much for the support. You are good people. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Did you want to go into the next thing, the stuff that you sent me?
Sure, go ahead. Let's get to it. So yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts. That's why I drink, to kind of slow me down a little bit.
That's why I mentioned my Black Friday story, because mine was nice. These ones coming up are not so nice.
Well, I don't know if they're not nice. I'm getting a bit jaded.
Mine are not.
I'm getting a bit jaded about the whole concept. So this is just going to give you a little bit of insight to what my inbox looks like.
Superman.
Yeah, so Big Bad Toy Company, I've purchased from them a couple of times, but not a lot. And sometimes sometimes you go to these companies, them, Entertainment Earth, things like that, because, sometimes it's the only way to get certain toys. I don't do a lot of brick and mortar shopping anymore because you can't find crap in the stores anymore. That's the big problem. So now we're starting to look to, instead of brick and mortar stores for the doorbusters on Black Friday, now it's a big sale online. And I'm going, how is this different from Cyber Monday? What's the point?
Yeah.
Why? And honestly, I think it speaks to a larger trend of us moving away from shopping at brick and mortar stores. What's the big benefit of brick and mortar stores? You can go in, you can buy the thing, you have it in your hand immediately. If I order it online, it could be weeks before I see that product.
The other thing about brick and mortar stores is you go in and you can see the thing up close and personal to see, okay, is this really good quality or is this a cheap piece of junk? Or, what's the material like and all that sort of thing. Like, let's say you want to buy a sweater.
Yep.
Because I've had this happen. I'll look online and go, oh, that looks like a great sweater. I'll order it, and it turns out to be this cheap, flimsy thing, and the design that's on it is actually just printed on it. It's not actually made of wool or whatever, and I'll end up returning it.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. Whereas if I went in a store, I could feel the material, see what it looks like and all that, and then go, okay, yeah, this is a nice sweater, I'll buy it, and, da-da-da.
So, yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And that was, especially since we're on a slide specifically about toys, when Hasbro was pushing to get rid of the windowed action figures in favor of, cardboard because it was more environmentally friendly and less plastic. It's like, you're selling me a plastic damn toy and you're concerned about the plastic window. Seriously? If you're that concerned about plastic, get out of this business. I said that on one of Hasbro's X posts, and someone came back and the difference is you're going to throw the packaging away, but the toy's going to last, your whole life. And I'm like, yeah, but eventually it's going to end up in a landfill. When I die, it's going to go in the garbage. Somebody is going to clear out this house and buy this house. I don't have kids. It's not being passed on. And let's face it, even if it was a precious heirloom that was handed down forever, eventually it's going to break down. It's going to break. It's eventually going to get thrown out.
All the creatures shall die, and all the things shall be broken. That's
exactly
a Japanese
true.
saying. Anyway, Black Friday week.
I was just seeing comments here. D-Pensix says exactly the quality of the item, and then Connie says totally.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So I got a bunch from Big Bad Toys. So here's what I was getting at.
It's Funko Pop.
I get these ads from these companies all year long. And I probably have about 2-3 ad articles. I could unsubscribe if I wanted to, but I like to know when these things are coming out. So I just, if I'm not interested, I garbage bin them. But I saw a huge influx about a week ago. So I took about a week's worth of these Black Friday articles, or ads, I should say, screen captured them, sent them to Boomer for this.
Look at that one.
Literally, and I did this last night pretty late. Literally this morning I woke up and I had as many in one day as I did in the past week. Yeah, in case you want one of those dust busters from the first season of Star Trek.
Oh, TNG first season.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started.
For $349.99, that's a real deal. Guys, I'm telling you, for that kind of money, we used to buy resin model kits that you could put electronics into yourself. Honestly, the fans have been doing the best work for decades.
But look what you get free with purchase.
I don't care.
Persis Kambata.
Yay. There you go.
And Shatner, come on. And those were the worst Star
Yeah,
Trek
they both have
uniforms.
the same hairline. He's just wearing a wig.
Okay. Anyway, You have to admit that the motion picture uniforms were the worst uniforms, right?
They were terrible. That's why it was only the one movie.
Because I'm
Yeah.
thinking
They looked like
TNG.
pajamas.
I think TNG started out not great, but they kind of fixed them in
Yeah.
later seasons. They got
Yeah.
more. They fit better later on, so
Yep.
they kind of worked out the kinks, and I thought they were fine after that. But yeah, here's another one. This is
This was literally Google Shopping. You get an article like this, and this is so generic. It's like you'd think Google would know exactly what I buy and exactly what I like, and it's like, nope. This is just, and even the colors are so.
What is that? Is that a sweater or a jacket? What is that?
It might be a down vest.
Do you think
It
this
looks
was
very
made with
80s to
Do you
me.
think this was made with AI? This little thing here.
I didn't even think about that. You might
It's
be
possible
right.
because it looks so
Jean
generic.
jacket? Yeah, it's just a puff jacket,
Yeah,
but it's a thin puff jacket.
yeah.
I mean, it looks like something you see on display at a store when they're trying to.
David,
find
I think I'm allowed to make those jokes. The best uniforms were Wrath of Khan. Yep. And
I did like
I agree.
Wrath of Khan.
I love the
uniforms
bomber
best.
jackets. Yep.
But like I said, I did think that they, at least on TNG, they fixed them in later seasons. Like by the time we get
Yeah.
to season 3, I think they worked the kinks out. But yeah. What else we got here? Use code BF25 for 20% off the GOA store. What does that mean?
GOA is Gun Owners of America. Gee, I don't know why I would be getting ads from them. Just saying. But I was just including this one because I wanted you to
Shameful.
see the wealth and breadth of different companies that are,
Is that a bear
yeah.
with a reef and then he drops it and then he's got an assault rifle and he's shooting at you? It's like
Yeah,
a,
possibly.
like a fake thing.
Possibly.
Is that for big
Uh,
red one, two, red one, two?
I got to be honest with you. That hat in the lower left, abolish the ATF. I would dig that. I would totally wear that.
Forgot we have the ATF, don't we?
Oh, I don't forget because
That's a
I'm always
hangover
paying
of
attention.
prohibition. This is ridiculous.
See, you get it. You understand. That's absolutely true, and that is also why we are pushing to get rid of it. I do think that the next big landmark case before SCOTUS is going to be abolishing the ATF.
I think it's time.
Because it is way past time. It was unconstitutional when it came into existence.
Yes.
This whole idea of using a tax in order to control. Can you imagine if there was a tax placed on the printing press, and for you to put out a newspaper, you had to pay a tax to the government to be allowed to publish news. I mean, can you just imagine that? Imagine that constitutionally. You have a special tax stamp in order to own a printing press in order to put out newspapers. And then there was a whole agency dedicated to going around to everybody who publishes something and saying, I want to do an inspection of your printing presses. Think about that for a second, people. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Yeah. So this is from Hasbro Pulse. This is and this is where I don't know if I have any other slides related to Hasbro, but I'm seeing from a lot of these toy companies, a lot of these companies in general, when I drill in to see what is on sale, it's a bunch of crap that they weren't able to sell the rest of the year. And they're just, I'm serious. I'm sorry to call out a particular company, but one of the party supply companies that I've gotten like Ghostbuster stuff from in the past, they have a big Black Friday sale, and when I drill into what's for sale, it was all stuff from The Office, from the Taylor Sheridan movie shows, and some other show I've never even seen before.
Stuff that's not really geek culture, let's be honest.
Stuff that, probably is not selling on their site. And I was
Not
like,
that I have anything against Taylor Sheridan shows.
none of the stuff I was interested in, no Ghostbuster related stuff, none of the stuff that basically was selling well. I'm sorry, Troy, but the ATF has seized a bunch of weapons that were going to go to terrorists and drug dealers.
But the Homeland
Not
Security.
not the
take care of that.
FBI, not Border Patrol, but the ATF. No, they were also complicit in the FBI's channeling of weapons to cartels south of the border. ATF also loves to shoot your dog and you when they show up at your house. Just saying.
Oh wait,
Troy,
that was
you'll
the-
love that. You'll love the mat on the front door. It says, "Come back with a warrant." Yeah. You're absolutely right. And in fact, you get a mat like that, and I can say, "Who is it?" It's ATF. Read the mat below, please. You could have saved yourself some time. Yeah. I know you're serious, Troy, but it still sounds funny to hear it's just crap. You're not kidding. Maybe one or two things not selling might be worth buying. Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. I am not kidding. I am blown away. And the same thing, that's why I was saying, same thing with Hasbro. I'm seeing a bunch of Marvel toys that just, they're old toys. They're not anything new. And I can't believe that anyone bought them in the first place. Some Transformers that, I can't speak to Transformers. I don't know. And like a couple of G.I. Joes that are 6 months old. They're trying to clear out their stock is what they're doing.
Moving on.
Anyway, what else? So here is literally, that was just a clip of my email. Every single one of those is a Black Friday. Is a Black Friday ad, and without exception, it's crazy. And like I said, after I got this clip and after I did those screenshots, I cleared those out. I put them all in my in the garbage. This was last night, late. I sent it to Boomer, and then the next morning, almost all of those were reproduced as new mailers because, well, I guess because it was Good Friday. It's like, oh, I guess we need to remind everybody about the ads we sent them over the past week. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But this is what happens when you make things worth buying for Christmas. Crowdfunding projects are overpricing other items. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But so this is this year's Black Friday. Game sale wise, not great. Marvel vs. Capcom collection for Switch or for PlayStation 4, you get it for $15. That's a good deal. If y'all in the chat have either of those systems, you get all the Marvel Capcom games, and there's some other stuff, but
I'll
nothing
tell you
that
what,
interested me.
If they were smart with their marketing, even the game companies could be really smart. Look, it doesn't cost them anything, especially companies like Steam, right? Where there's no physical product. You can give like some deep discount, 50%, 60, 75% discount for one day, 24 hours. No exception, right? You get a bunch of people coming, looking, buying things they wouldn't have otherwise bought. Look, this is key. Buying something they wouldn't have otherwise bought because you dropped the price so much on a specific day, right? Now you've got them, right? And if they like the game enough, they'll want to buy the sequel. Maybe they'll buy some other games too. That's kind of the whole idea behind this. Black Friday, the sales of Black Friday, they have like 3 TVs that are, deeply discounted. So everyone is breaking down the door trying to get those 3 TVs. When they're gone, they're gone. But once they're in the store, they still have to do their Christmas shopping. So maybe they pick up some other stuff too. That's called a loss leader, right? You take a loss on this so that maybe you get a bunch of other people buying other overpriced things or things at regular price that they wouldn't have gotten because they wouldn't have been in the store that day. It's even a better deal when it's a downloadable, cost nothing to you, wouldn't have bought it anyway, but now we got at least 25% of what it would normally go for, which is better than zero, you know? And they're not out anything really. That's actually kind of brilliant. There was an article that we did a while back about some I think it was GOG was doing giving away a bunch of free games for 24 hours. Well, I may as well get them. They're free.
If it's free, it's me.
And it's like, oh, maybe I'd be interested in getting the sequel to this game. It's only $10. Maybe I will.
I don't know. I mean, Geek Flag says video game sales for Black Friday hasn't been the same since the invention of Cyber Mondays, and most of the games are digital now anyway. It's a problem that a lot of games are digital now. That's why it's rare when you see stuff like Capcom, like Marvel vs. Capcom, which was a big release last holiday season for $50, and now it's down to $15 now. But
well, my thought on that is why was, and we'll get into it a little bit later, but why was Cyber Monday ever a thing in the first place? Why? I
don't know if it ever was.
Well, the reason was, and I can tell you, I can speak to the origins of Cyber Monday. It was after Black Friday. They realized there was a trend for people to go into the office after a 4-day weekend, right? They weren't quite in the work spirit, and they started doing some Christmas shopping on Monday. And they're like, okay, well, if there's going to be this trend of people starting to look online, as online shopping was becoming a thing and indeed becoming the norm, they were like, well, let's take advantage of that. Let's make a special sale for, we'll call it Cyber Monday. Following a trend that already existed, Yep, absolutely. Amazon was big, yeah. Amazon was big on it because Amazon was what? They were the online retailer. So, they had because Amazon had no brick and mortar stores. Everything was online, so they created Cyber Monday to be their Black Friday. I would say they created it taking advantage of a trend, but you're not wrong.
I mean, there were some deals going on now. Like if you're a fan of the old school Final Fantasy games, you can get 1 through 6 on sale for Switch or I think PlayStation 4 for $40, $39.99. It's not bad for that collection because these are like retooled, remastered versions of those old 8-bit games with full orchestrated sound and stuff. It's not bad, but it's stuff I already have though. I don't know, like none of the newer stuff went on sale, which I was kind of surprised at. Like the only one that went on sale was Sonic Crossworld something, and cheapest I saw that for was $30 on Walmart. But then if you want to get the DLC season pass with all the extra characters, that's another $30. True. So it's like
that's what I'm talking about.
It's nickel and dime. I'm getting tired of it.
It's kind of like the drug dealer. The first one's free, but then you pay through the nose.
The physical game I'm buying, I shouldn't have to.
I hear you.
I know SpongeBob costs money, but still, $30. Oh. He's one of the bonus characters. You could have SpongeBob.
Why don't you
the Hedgehog.
Why don't you take it away, Agent Boomer? You've got a rant coming up. Yeah.
What was this
one?
I
grabbed this one because I don't even remember what company this was for, but I saw they had this countdown thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, seriously? I thought that was so funny, so I wanted to grab a hold of that. See all the deals, explore the offer,
Oh, I'm sorry, can I bring up Geek Flex? Mm-hmm. Latest Assassin's Creed, 55% off because no one's buying it. That and Star Wars Outlaws. Those things are like $20 or less. They can't get rid of them. Those Ubisoft titles.
It's not a great deal if it's not something you want at all.
Yeah.
And I look at stuff like that and I go, I didn't want it for that price. I don't want it for this price. I don't think I'd even want it. It's not worth the baud rate and the download just for free. It's just not worth it. Not worth it.
like I had made a joke a few weeks ago how Nintendo was releasing Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 pack for $69.99, and people thought that was outrageous because usually their games on the regular Switch were $59.99. And I told people, look, just
Hmm.
wait till Black Friday, they'll shave $10 off. It's Black Friday, they didn't shave $10 off.
Nope,
So I'm like, it's like, no, we're not going to do
it's not
that.
worth it. It's not worth it.
Okay, and what
I
was
thought
the
you guys. I've been getting this one over and over again. So again, I want to get back to the
This is
thing that
funny.
I cannot believe. I don't know what their sales are on this, but they push this at the holidays. It's a wine advent calendar, and it's these little single serves of wine in a box that you know, for the month of December,
Why
you
is
drink a
it
different one every
wine?
day. Because the company is Star Trek Wines. You
Okay,
know.
because I thought it was
Uh,
Picard themed.
well, see, that's the other interesting thing. They do have Chateau Picard, you know, with now keeping in mind there is a real Chateau Picard, but this is the Star Trek Wines branded Chateau Picard, as in the fictional Picard, not the real world Picard winery. And if you look at the wines that are in there, it's mostly all the new Kurtzman Trek related stuff. I kid you not. It's all branded for
Awful.
the new Kurtzman stuff. And it's like, this is all stuff I don't want anyway. No, not necessarily. I'm not poo-pooing the company, Tim Hayes, because I have well, the reason I get, you know, mailers from them is because I have patronized them. They put out a Klingon blood wine. I got two different styles of Romulan ale from them, which I've been promising for a while to do a taste testing on a future Friday stream. I got Cardassian Canar from them. They had are they the ones that did the Warnog, or was that a different company? There was a different company before Star Trek Wines got the rights to do it. And there was, did they have a Saurian? No. Aldebaran whiskey. I got into Aldebaran whiskey from them. So they've done the classic, you know, Trek boozes, right? But like I said, they're trying to capitalize on the Kurtzman Trek, and I'm just not buying. I am just not buying. Oh, and they've had Captain's Table, you know, Select, and you know, commemorative coins that go on the bottle and stoppers on top and stuff like that. It's just, whatever.
I think they're still trying to sell all of this nonsense, like the streaming, for lack of better word, the woke nonsense. They're still trying to sell it, but they can't because the audience upchucked it up on them, and now we're just waiting for them to get it out of their system so we can get
Yep.
back to normal stuff. That's what it feels like, and it's going to be a while.
You only need that wine box if you're trying to force yourself to watch STD or any of the other bad reboot Star Trek. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's funny. I didn't think about it until just now, but I wonder if it's possible that the reason there's so much of that Kurtzman Trek related wines in here is because it's not selling. So they're putting it into these little individual things and trying to sell it as a holiday thing. That would be on brand for what we're talking about in relation to this whole Black Friday thing.
Yes. So let's see.
Limited quantities available, but you've been trying to hawk it to me for the past 4 months. You know. Okay, and here's Steam that I literally went to sign into Star Trek Online and saw this, and I'm like, oh, let me grab that too.
Well, Steam probably has deals though in
Oh,
their
sure they do.
defense. In fact, I got some good, decent deals on Xbox Live. I got all the not Xbox. Sorry, the
In
store.
fairness to Steam, they've got good deals like all the time. You just
Yeah.
kind of have to pay attention. So
Unlike
it's not,
Xbox, which has deals sometimes. But I got a lot of the Atari recharged games for cheap. They are kind of I want to say like modern remakes of classics, but still done in a simplistic style, if that makes sense to you.
Oh
They have
yeah,
like a missile command and a breakout. I think they even did Berserk. They did a redo of Berserk,
nice,
but they're kind
nice.
of they have like a neon look to them. They're made
Chicken
by
fight
yeah.
like a robot.
Yes, basically, yes. So that was, and I figured I don't have any Atari collections on the Xbox, so I figured these might fit well on my Xbox to have an Atari quotient on my Xbox. So that's why I got them on that. But I don't know. Like I feel like the best Black Friday deals was a couple
I
weeks.
I like that. I do. This was something else I wanted to bring up. Black Friday. Celebrate this shopping holiday all week. And the note on that is admittedly loose use of the term holiday. I got a kick out of that. I was like, good on you. Good on you to say it that way. I like that. That's why in my monologue I referred to Black Friday as a pseudo holiday.
I don't know though, but when I felt like years ago it was a much bigger deal. Now, and of course, another problem is what was another big thing I would buy on Black Friday? Movies. And the trouble
Yeah.
is, a lot of modern movies and TV shows and things you would buy in the past, I think people are so used to just going to streaming and watching them that there's no longer a special reason to get it
Right.
DVD or Blu-ray. Plus, a lot of the movies coming out this past year not been good. Let's
and the physical media that people want, they are actively seeking, and they're less concerned about the price than I must have that movie, I must have that on my shelf.
Well, I did put in a family request. I'm going to get F1 on Blu-ray for Christmas, and it was on sale for $10, so that's a good price for a relatively new
It's
movie
not a
on
bad
Blu-ray.
price, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I was a big fan of that movie this summer, but like a lot of the other stuff, like the latest Jurassic World. What can I say with the latest Jurassic World? It wasn't as bad as the prior one, but it still wasn't great. I mean, it's just it's. Uh,
You know, they can make all the sequels to Jurassic Park that they want. They absolutely can, but they're so preoccupied with the fact that they can. They don't ask themselves if they should.
if they should, yes. Well, I think when they get away from the fact that it's a theme park, that's when they get into trouble.
Yeah.
Michael Crichton liked doing stuff about theme parks. He did Westworld was another one of his.
Yeah, that's
And I
absolutely
think when
true.
they get rid of the theme park aspect, I lose interest. Like I loved the first Jurassic World because it took place in an actual Jurassic World theme park, like SeaWorld, but with horrible dinosaurs in it. You know, that's what it was.
Absolutely
I
true.
mean, that's what they set up.
CluuStudio stops in to say, Troy Boomer Netter, happy Black Friday. Happy Black Friday to you as well. We are digging into this whole craziness of Black Friday.
Yeah, in fact, we got a really great Black Friday special going on right now. You too can become a member for only $1.99 a month and get count 'em, 4 movies.
Oh, God.
And we feel so
Full
good about
disclosure,
this
that is the
deal. We're
regular
going to
price.
offer it
She's
all
just
the
making
time.
a joke. Yeah, she's just making the joke. You know, don't.
Well, I made an argument. I didn't
It's
deplete.
special.
I was able to buy a membership because I didn't get my funds depleted because it's not worth buying. It's like the sales are terrible.
Streaming is cable 2.0. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. And like so many other, so-called upgrades, it's worse.
How
Just
can I put
saying.
this? When you would buy a DVD, you felt like you were getting something more than what you would watch on cable, and I don't know. Now if they're
Now
doing
they're doing
hybrid
dinosaurs. Body with a T-Rex head and pterodactyl wings. D&D Dragonsaurus. Yeah,
There's
exactly.
been a big problem with all the latest Jurassic. They have to have like these artificial dinosaurs they make now to make it seem worse. Like this one had the freaks that they had to get rid of in their R&D, so
know.
they put them all on this island. Anyway, time to move on.
CluuStudio, yes, I agree with you. She absolutely is. Just ask Mark Melnikoff. He'll tell you. But I also want to be upfront with everybody. I don't want to mislead anyone. The only thing special about Black Friday is we're in the middle of the holiday season, and I am trying to reach a goal of 100 members by the end of the year. And you can become a member for as little as $2 a month,
good.
or you can
That's a good
gift a
price.
membership to a friend for $5, and that would get me that much closer to the goal. I say that because I know that CluuStudio is a faithful member, so he is already a member. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting to what you are talking about. in relation. That's okay.
Oh, what the heck is this? Biggest drop of the year is here. The drop.
Oh, Suno. The reason I dropped this one, no pun intended. The music you love from I love you guys talking about the literally dropping, because you're singing along with the openings and the closings. I did those on Suno, and they're trying to get you to become a member and upgrade and all that kind of stuff, and I just thought I'd share that with you to kind of show you. It's toys, it's Star Trek, it's wines. It's I'm surprised I didn't get one from Binny's, the booze place, but the 2A community, and here the AI community as well.
I forgot to mention the streamers aren't having deals right now.
Clue, you didn't have to do that, but I super appreciate it. Thank you so much. He gifted a membership to Holly of Latino Slant. Thank you so much, Clue. I super appreciate that. I wasn't hinting for
all
you.
These good people.
You guys that are such big you guys that are supporting me all the time. I feel like I'm bilking you guys. I don't want that. But thank you so much. Your generosity means so much. Yeah, I know. I really do. I do.
Well, here's another thing, though. The streamers. I was thinking about getting a subscription to Shudder. Maybe I get a year-long membership at a discount. No. The only things I saw were things like through Amazon itself. Like you have a Prime account, you can maybe add stuff on for cheap for a few months. I'm like, but what is going on here? I might have done one of the British streamers, like Acorn or something, for they discounted it half off for a year membership. I might have done that. They've done that in years past. It's like, are they not trying to get me to subscribe to these things? Because they're not doing a good job of that either. It's like I feel like they don't care this year, and I don't know why.
Yep. And by the way, regarding the memberships here, I did want to mention that one of the benefits, for as long as I can continue to do it, because I think as I get more and more members, it's going to be more and more difficult to do. But right now, every single one of my members is listed as a producer in the description of each video, and I tag you, mention you in every stream, because I figure it's a benefit of members. I want at least my members to get a notification when I go live or when I've got a stream or a video coming up, because I don't trust YouTube to do it for just as simple as subscribers.
I'm not trusting YouTube with the membership right now. It's only showing 1 of the 5.
Well, yeah, there you go. But so you guys can see how close I'm getting to that 100 members. Getting really, really close. Okay. I mean, if you actually want to sit and count it. Anyway. But yeah, so I wanted you to see that the company that does the music for my streams, it also kind of gives you an indication of where my money goes as I'm trying to make these streams and videos for you guys.
Get a discount now.
In theory.
So now we're going to go on to my musings.
Well, since this seems like a great interlude point, let me drop the commercial break or whatever you want to call it. Let you guys know what's coming up for the next week, at least right here on my channel, and we'll come back on the other side. Be right back. Commercial break.
You are watching Last Call, streaming every Friday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Come on in, pull up a chair, and have a drink with us.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, the world is beset by the appearance of monstrous creatures, but one of them may be the only one who can save humanity. Bryan Cranston and Ken Watanabe star in the 2014 relaunch of the kaiju classic Godzilla. This Saturday night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Last Call with Troy Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it elsewhere, but Boomer and Pacelli spin it like only two old geezers can. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week, on Last Call presents The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, a strange man on a bicycle follows a young music teacher as she bicycles on a lonely road to and from the city. Can Sherlock Holmes deduce why the woman is being stalked by the solitary cyclist? We'll find out. This week on The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Tuesday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern, on Last Call Presents.
Did you top off your glasses? We now return to Last Call.
So now we're going to get into Boomer's thoughts on it. And I've kind of been looking forward to this all week. He said he has a little bit of a rant. So
it's not really a rant. I mean, my rant is done with about modern Black Friday because I just said the sales just sucked.
Clue, you and Boomer might end up in a fight over Sophia. I'm just saying.
I'm curious. Could Sophia theoretically also be made to have cat ears? Not that I'm interested in that sort of thing. I'm just curious.
Are you one of those? Do you want her to wear those cat feet socks that?
Wait, do you want Sophia to be a furry?
I didn't say that. I'm not even interested. I was curious what the options are. I'm not interested in that sort of thing. Stop. Anyway, let's move.
Allegedly.
Or maybe just, really fuzzy, furry pajamas.
Yeah.
Moving on to, is she the
There's
singer?
something to be said for Angora,
Mark Daly makes a good point. Is she the singer?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I assumed she was, but I wasn't 100%.
Sophia is the singer, and she doesn't do all of the songs, but she's the main announcer for the bumpers and the singer and so forth. I think one of the big things about Black Friday was always to get the big screen. Yeah, big screen TVs at Walmart is like the stereotype, isn't it? My dad tried to do that, but gave up when they made everyone wait in a long line to buy one. Yeah, that's the other thing. That old doorbuster concept and whatnot.
We do have a microwave back there. I didn't have to go upstairs.
Oh, fair enough. So I'm on my third glog.
Oh, my goodness. So we're going to go...
2.5.
2.5.
Okay. We're going to go back to Circuit City on Black Friday via 2007.
Welcome to Circuit City, where services state of the art.
I remember that.
Yeah, see, I know my stuff.
Did you used to shop at Circuit City? I'm just curious.
Not really. I did. I think I might have bought a TV there once. I may have bought some computer components there, but not avidly.
I bought a TV at a Best Buy once. Did I ever tell you what happened? I bought a TV at a Best Buy, and they were like an hour away from my house. Bring it home, a Daewoo flat screen, open it up, and there's a big hole in the front of it. I'm like, great. Then I got to pack it up, bring it back to the store. And you know what I learned from that?
Huh.
You buy something like that, and it's an hour from your house, check inside the parking lot to make sure nothing's messed up, okay?
Oh.
That's all right. They gave me the other one they had in stock. They offered me a discount. Oh, if you want it, I could make it a discount since it has a hole in it. No, just get me another one, please. Thank you. That's okay.
Wow.
Circuit City, though, on Black Friday 2007. Now, these are accounts taken from the site called Cheap Ass Gamer. Are you aware of Cheap Ass Gamer?
This sounds very familiar to me.
It is a website I used to go to back toward the end of the GameCube era, mid 2000s, mid aughts, when they would announce and they would tell you what all the big deals were going to be around Black Friday. This is where I learned about the big Toys R Us buy two get one free sale. Because if you didn't get the ads in your local paper, you wouldn't necessarily see. I was still looking at the local paper at that point. But you could find out about deals through Cheap Ass Gamer. People would also talk about their experiences in stores. What is it? My only one got a 50-inch SAS with last 500. When they were normally twice that. This was a big problem back around this time. People were wanting those TVs because HDTs were new. HDVs came in two sizes, small and very large. Those were the two sizes for them. They didn't have a medium size yet.
I do not remember Federated Group. They were like Circuit City before there was a Circuit City, but it was mainly to buy Nintendos. So that explains why they probably folded. Yeah, well, regardless of what you think about Nintendo, when you are too specifically specialized, that could be dangerous. Yeah.
So,
But let's go. Oh, come on, you apes! You want to live forever?
oh, I found when I was doing my Google search online, someone said, "Yeah, going to Circuit City on a Black Friday," and this meme was posted underneath it. The
Yeah.
Starship Troopers thing. So, let's go into it. Let's get
Well,
down
ever
to it.
since that Eli Ross film, right? You're thinking, oh my gosh, how dangerous could these doorbusters be?
Well, I'm just going to read you a few experiences. So we have
Sure.
here. This was 2007. My local. Hold on, hold on.
If you click on the screen, it'll pull that forward for you to read.
My local Circuit City has a 20-year-old system quoted by store employees that will be getting updated after Christmas. Due to the flood of customers, they would announce on the loudspeaker every 10 minutes, "Employees, please stop touching your CRT now." CRT or whatever three letters were used for the register system. Then a few minutes later, they would announce, "Employees can resume touching their CRT." This was so the entire system would crash completely. This went on for almost 45 minutes. I had 6 people in front of me in line for the different register. Completely broke down, so they were alternating customers like a traffic.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's ridiculous.
You don't like that?
That's stupid.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. When I'm in situations like that, I leave my stuff and walk away, and I'm like, you don't need my money this bad. If you can't handle the number of customers you have, you don't need my money.
These are all from 2007, and I don't know if Circuit City lasted much longer after 2007. I think this was toward the end. But let's move on to my Circuit City Black Friday was exactly the same. OP. My boyfriend wanted to get an HD TV, so we decided to split up to increase our chance of getting the good cheap one.
Okay.
He went to Walmart and got stuck with, and I got stuck with Circuit City. I arrived there around 4:40 a.m. and the line was wrapped around 3/4 of the store. That was
Wow.
expected. I didn't get into the store until almost 6 because they're brilliant. Let 2 people in when 6 people leave system. Finally, when I get in there, there was another ridiculously long line inside the store to get a friggin' TV. I said F it and went to look for something else. I got Red Steel for the Wii. That's a video game.
Yes.
That's an Ubisoft game that frankly I never bought because it didn't look that good, and a few DVDs. Waited for another hour to check out. Cool thing about waiting in line is that I made a friend and I held her spot in line, and when she did, and she did some more shopping, and vice versa. By this time, my boyfriend had already gotten the TV, went home, set it up, and was enjoying some SMG by the time I got back. This was my first Black Friday shopping experience, and next year I'm definitely going to do it all online. So,
wow. Yeah. So that's the other aspect to this. As a marketing ploy, you better be ready for what's coming. Otherwise, it's not worth it. You're going to actually end up driving customers away.
well, okay, here's another one. Well, as I mentioned in another thread, I had a horrible time with Circuit City on Black Friday. I went in line at 9:45 at night on Thursday, and it was like I was like the 40th person in line. When the store opened, I was inside in less than a minute. Everyone else headed toward the HDTVs and laptops. I went for the games.
Sure.
I got there with only one other person over there. I asked the store clerk if they had any copies of Super Mario Galaxy. This was the original release on Nintendo Wii back in 2007. Super Mario Galaxy, and she told me no. I asked why they were out. They had been only open for a minute, and she said they only had 2 copies in the whole store and they sold out. So I questioned why they only had 2 copies in. She said that's just how it is. So I ended up without Super Mario Galaxy. I came back the next day and they had 12 copies in. I asked them to ring it up for me, and she told me it was $50, that the $35 was only a 5-hour sale for Friday. I said, but you only had 2 copies in yesterday, and they told me there was nothing they could do. So I ended up leaving empty-handed again. Yep. Man, I don't know if I will ever shop there again. What do you think of that?
That's exactly my point. You have now not only pissed off a customer, they will never come back. Was it worth it? Was it
something
worth it? What did you gain by doing that?
something is screwy here.
Yep.
This is what I call bait and switch. Do not
It
tell
is.
me that you don't know this is going to be a hot seller. It's got
So
Mario.
going back to the previous slide, you had someone who went in, was not going to wait in line any longer for those friggin' TVs, and went over to the game section, bought games that she probably wouldn't have bought otherwise. That is the bait and switch. That is the loss leader. I'm not going to get this. I'm going to get that. Okay. She wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. That was a benefit. This is a potential lost customer forever. This is something I have often said when I'm in a situation like this at retail. Is it worth it to piss me off so much that I never come back and spend another dollar with you? To save, what is it? You're saving
$15.
20. No. Because 35, it's the difference. You're
Yes.
saving $15. To make $15, you're going to lose every potential sale for the rest of eternity. Do the math, dummy. It's not worth it.
This is when I started to become very suspicious of Circuit City, and my next story I'm going to tell you. But let's go ahead and look. I have some pictures of the ad from that year.
Okay.
Look at this. There's that Super Mario Galaxy, bright and shiny, $34.99. Which, if that was a new release game, and I believe it was in 2007, it came out, I think, in September. I remember buying it new when it came out. And that was a pretty good deal. But I
always speculated too, because I saw a lot of situations where people would get in at the door breaker at literally the moment they were the first one to the counter and they were already sold out. That tells me that some effing employee bought it.
It's possible. Now, there is a rule with retail that I always read online, and this was interesting. If it is in a flyer, they have to have it in the store. Now, they may only have one or two copies. This is how, when you want a hot new game console, what you would do is you would check the flyers, and if the Sunday flyer says, in this store, they have to have it. They legally have to have it in the store, or they cannot advertise it as being in their flyer. That's what I had read. And I remember I got a Nintendo Wii, oddly enough, my first Nintendo.
If that's the case, if there's a legal statement that they have to have it, I should be able to say, okay, I want to see your receipts. I want to see the receipts that you sold those copies.
Now, she said,
I want proof of it, otherwise it didn't exist, and you're in breach of the law.
There's also a thing, at least when we were to Carson's, I know a couple other stores are like this as well, that employees are not allowed to buy the merchandise until after the customers have all done whatever it is they're going to do.
Well, there's the rules in reality. I'm arguing that if you're the first person on the counter and it's not available, well, then who the fuck bought it?
Yeah, those are the stores where the employees have bought them all, and they're going to sell them online for double the price.
eBay.
Exactly. Exactly.
There was a real problem years ago with the Nintendo NES Classic, like the little miniature NES with 30 games on it, where they only had 5 per store. But to be fair, I did check ads. They never advertised them in the ads.
I'll tell you something else.
They were supposed to have it, but they didn't advertise in the ads.
Netter just hit on this too. This is also the death of the brick and mortar in general. When people are buying things that are, whatever the retail price is, it sells out because somebody buys them all, and then they sell them for twice as much on eBay. This is what's killing the brick and mortar.
Yeah. Let's move on here, though. 6-hour specials, get in, grab it, go. Okay, and if you'll see here, there's a nice laptop there. There's some kind of camcorder. On the left, you have the Nintendo DS Zelda bundle at $139.99, and it comes with the Legend of Zelda: The Phantom Hourglass. And I think this was a good deal because I think Phantom Hourglass was $35 on its own, and the Nintendo DS was $129.99 on its own. So you get a special Zelda-themed Gold DS with the Zelda game, or you get a different themed DS with Nintendogs. That was the other one. That's a dog simulator for your DS. Don't ask. Okay.
I know.
Other things here too. Look at all these cheap games. You can get yourself a Rush with Love for the PlayStation 2. That's where they got Sean Connery to revoice James Bond for this game. $4.99. To your right, you can get a bunch of other games for $9.99. I think there's even an Xbox 360 title in there,
Bless you,
Call of Duty
bless you.
2. You can get a Bully for the PlayStation 2 for $9.99. Do you know what you did in the game Bully?
No.
You were a bully.
Oh, okay.
In a private school, but there were other bullies in the private schools, like
I've
Grand Theft
actually
Auto.
seen someone playing this game on a YouTube
Yes,
video.
but it's no Goat Simulator.
No, it is not. Look at the bottom, though. We have The Sims 2 for $4.99.
The Sims 2 for $5 isn't a bad price. I think that the stuff packages for $5, however, is incredibly overpriced. That's kind of ridiculous.
I'm just saying, it just depends.
Are those Wii controllers on the far left?
Oh, those are no. I know what those are. Those are. Hey, you want to play your Wii tennis, but you just waggle the remote around. Well, you can get this thing that looks like a tennis racket and attach it to the remote. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm supposed to use my imagination and pretend I'm holding on to a tennis racket. I don't need a tennis racket peripheral.
I see.
It's just. Don't get me started on the Wii. This is my most hated Nintendo console, is the Nintendo Wii. Anyway, I just put that on there because I had The Sims on it. I thought you might get a kick out of it.
Fair enough. Yeah,
and then on this,
I, by the way, had all of those, the Sims items that you showed.
Look at this, the Zune and the iPod. Oh, the iPod. Wherefore out there, iPod. Oh, you don't like the iPod, I take it.
I don't, no.
I love the iPod. It was one of my favorite inventions of the last, 30 years, and I'm upset that they
Look at that, $150 for a 4 gigabyte iPod. That's freaking ridiculous.
You know what? You get a free Circuit City gift card for $15, and you can go back into Circuit City and spend $15.
To go in and try and get something that they probably don't even have because they're all sold out.
Anyway, I noticed the chat's gone quiet. Oh, there we go. Radio Shack was better. Oh, Radio Shack. Oh, no. I read a joke online of some guy. It was a comic strip saying, I'm just buying batteries, and you see some guy trying to sell a warranty on the batteries or something.
Yeah.
They would always sell you warranties at Radio Shack. My goodness. Okay, now I want you to look here, though. We have some stuff here. Fire Dog. I don't know what that is, but it looks important. Bottom right corner. This is going to come into this thing. What is that? What do you see there?
Let me move Netter over so that everyone can see it. A backpack and a thumb drive?
The thumb drive. $21.99. Now, keep in mind, they weren't as common back then as they are now.
Uh-huh.
And this is where our story begins, okay?
Okay.
This is going to be a little long-winded. Hopefully we don't lose the entire chat, but I'm going to read it. But you can interrupt whenever you want, all right?
Okay.
This is why. This is of course not the greatest stories, but one of them. How Circuit City Ruined My Weekend, a long short story by Bill G. Bill G was the username on cheapassgamer.com.
Okay. Sure.
Let's get into this. Chapter 1, Coupon Catalyst.
Okay.
I decided to take advantage of a 40 off $200 coupon I received in the mail. I had recently moved, and the coupon was included as part of a welcome package from the post office. Circuit City sent this item to me, I assume in the hopes that I would spend $200 at one of their stores. And that's exactly what I tried to do. That seems pretty simple. What would a business try to stop me from giving them money?
Right.
Not my weekend, Tim Hayes, the person who wrote this.
Yeah.
However, the unprofessional attitude I have received from Circuit City while trying to give them my money leads me to believe that they are in the business not to make money, but to torment me and me alone. Yes, I picture team meetings where the managers decide what methods would be most effective in denying me a sale, followed by the raucous recitation of bawdy and grammatically questionable Circuit City pep songs. I imagine the pep songs heavily feature the word no. Perhaps you will reach for a different, what does the last that say, conclusion? I'd like to hear it. Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I was hoping to use my $40 off online via CircuitCity.com, but soon discovered that I could only use it in store. This was a thing back then, kids. You could get a coupon, and sometimes you could use them online or in store. Sometimes it was in-store only. This would set in motion a series of events so unfathomable that even Walmart would have been appalled. Okay, so moving on Saturday, November
November
24th,
24th. Yeah.
2007. I went to CircuitCity.com to check the availability for a few items I was looking to purchase in store. So, see, kids, you could also look and see if this was in stock at the Circuit
Right.
City store. Unlike ToysRUs.com, where they were like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, at 5 p.m. on November 24th, these were the prices listed for the items I wanted to purchase as gifts for Christmas. And this was on a Saturday, not Black Friday, the day after Black Friday. One Nintendogs or Zelda DS bundle for $139.99. One Wii Nunchuck controller for $19.99. One 2 GB Cruiser thumb drive for $14.99. Now we saw that in the other page
Yeah.
in the ad there. I think
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
more
Yeah.
money. It might depend on the area you lived in. And I think this was one Wii. That's Mario Party 8. I think right for $49.99.
Yep.
It gets good. Doesn't we just get through the preamble? We have to have setup, kids. Okay, okay. So I understand that
Fair
Mario
enough.
Party 8 at retail is not the most thrifty purchase. I simply wanted to fill out the last bit of my $200 requirement while checking off a gift for a relative at the same time. So someone in his family wanted Mario Party 8.
Right.
Mario Party 8 is a decent game with significant replayability, so I'm willing to pay a little extra for it. It's kind of like paying extra money to an employee who has worked for you for years and who knows the business in and out. That type of employee who would be more valuable than a neophyte who knows nothing but is cheaper, of course, as evidence in their hiring and firing practices. We know the kind of, I guess, people that
Logic
work.
escapes. Really escapes most companies. Yes.
Okay, let's just move on. Okay, all right. I used the website store availability checker to see which store had the items I wanted. As luck would have it, store 700 had all of them and was not terribly far away from me. Experience has taught me that it is often best to double check on availability, so I called store 700 to confirm that the items I wanted would be in stock. Imagine my surprise when on the Saturday after Black Friday, one of the busiest shopping days of the year, I reached a recording saying that store 700 was closed. It was only 5 p.m. This made no sense. I called again and received the same recording. But there is no way this could be right. There must be some kind of error. I would imagine that store 700 is losing thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars due to this error. I went out into the cold November night and drove to Circuit City store 700. The store was alive with much activity. Clearly, the phone system was incorrect.
Yep.
Now, I guess this technically is not a Black Friday story. It is what's the Saturday they called? Saving Saturday or something?
I don't know.
Okay. Chapter 2, Cruiser Chaos.
Yeah.
This is in the
What
Black
do you
Friday
want to
ad.
bet that previous story was somebody left that so that they were hoping that the day would be a little bit easier for them by diminishing the customers coming in?
Maybe. So I enter store 700 and begin to gather the items on my list. Unfortunately, I was unable to locate the SanDisk 2 GB Cruiser thumb drive that the site said was in stock. I looked around for an associate to assist me. Most of the associates, those neophytes I mentioned earlier, were very busy. They were flirting with customers, talking on their cell phones, or chatting with each other about current events. After a few minutes, I found an associate who did not appear to be busy and asked him to help me with one of the cruiser drives. He checked the store's inventory and showed me that the computer said they had 6 in stock and that he'll find one in the back. Why is this stuff never on the floor when it's in the ad?
Well, there's a number of reasons that could be, but it's entirely possible that if what's on the floor has sold out,
It was a
and
rush
they're
and then
particularly
okay.
busy, they have not had a chance to
Okay.
restock. That could be.
Let's see here. A short while later,
Or they're too busy flirting and talking on their phones. That could be that too.
A short while later, the associate returned from the back and said, "We don't have any," he replied. "Somebody must have stolen them or he didn't receive shipment or something. Clearly, Store 700's inventory system and their loss prevention techniques are woefully inept."
Yeah, I find this to be the case a lot. This is one of the reasons I don't shop at Target. That and the whole, grooming thing.
I looked around for a suitable replacement drive and happily came across another SanDisk 2 GB Cruiser thumb drive, except these were purple instead of black. I
Hmm.
asked the associate to scan it for me, and the price came up as $40, not 15. This did not make any sense to me. I asked the associate if the associate could adjust the price to match the black one. He said he could not, as the purple thumb drive, though it is identical to the black one except for color, was part of some type of Alzheimer's charity drive and had to be purchased at full price.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Uh At this point, I decided somebody higher up could better assist me, so I asked for a supervisor. A supervisor for soon emerged and asked how he could help me. His name was Nick. Nick looked eager to say no. I explained
Yeah.
my dilemma to Nick that I traveled out to Store 700 and the code to purchase these items, and an item that was listed as in stock was apparently not actually in stock. I further explained that this could have been avoided with a phone call, but that the phone system stated that the store was closed, so I had no one to confirm inventory with. I therefore requested, I think not unreasonably, that I needed, what's the rest of that? Sorry. Oh, I need to have this problem amended. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move on. It seems reasonable. I asked Nick if he could adjust the price of the purple 2 GB drive or shave a few dollars off of a 4 GB drive. Nick said no. Negotiation and customer satisfaction did not seem to be Nick's strong suits. He did offer to go into the back and search again for the thumb drives. I said that would be fine and followed him back. I ended up waiting 20 minutes for Nick to emerge from the back. Finally, growing impatient, I asked another employee to search the back for Nick, as I was worried that he had either forgotten about me or perhaps had become trapped beneath a pile of falling over. 5 minutes later, the employee emerged from the back and with Nick by his side. Nick appeared
unharmed.
This is exciting, huh? This is okay.
This is funny. This is very funny.
It goes, okay. I explained that I've been waiting. Oh, Nick explained that he'd been waiting up front for me where we had first talked, but when he did not find me, he went back to performing his supervisory duties. He then punctuated his statement by declaring that there were no thumb drives to be found, nor would any price adjustment be performed on any of the other available drives. What Mick may have lacked in negotiation or customer satisfaction or common sense or the ability to locate a customer he was supposed to be assisting, he more than made up for it with his enthusiasm to blame the victim. Rather than apologizing for my 20-minute wait or offering to make up any kinds of amends, he chastised me for what was it? Not being in the area where we had talked before. Stood
Yeah,
before.
see, that's where he would have gotten a good earful from me and said, you do not when you are doing zero for me, you do not get to berate me for where I'm friggin' standing. You can't find your own products. You can't find a customer that has asked you for help. What can you do?
So
far, you haven't demonstrated you can do anything.
Nick must not have noticed me following him all the way to the back earlier, as I apparently possess a previously underutilized ninja tracking skill. Nick must also possess a similar skill, for I never saw him emerge from the back. Either this or the Circuit City complex is designed not unlike the mansion in Clue. Dissatisfied with Nick's complete lack of assistance, I requested to speak with a manager. This brought about a manager named Brian. Brian was inexplicably wearing the unfortunate lime green shirt typically reserved for employees who work in the fire dog department. Oh, that fire dog thing. Okay, that's what I was asking about.
I don't know
Circuit
what that
City's
is.
tech unit, whose name means absolutely nothing, and it was clearly chosen just because his
domain name was available.
That's
Okay.
funny. I guess Circuit City had Fire Dogs. Best Buy had Geek Squad, right?
Geek Squad is a good name. Fire Dog makes 0 sense.
Yeah, it makes it sound like a fire department.
You're right.
What Brian manages is anybody's guess. He looked and acted more like a bouncer. One thing he definitely had under control was his joyless countenance, which was present from start to finish in our conversation. Nick had already given his side of the story to Brian before I was able to speak to him. When I attempted to give my account of what happened, Brian made sure to interrupt and state that I wouldn't have to wait 20 minutes if I had been where I was supposed to be. I guess they have designated waiting areas at Store 700. If they do,
And that's
they aren't
exactly what I
properly.
said at the time. Oh, really? Where I was supposed to be? Do you have a roped off area where I'm supposed to stand and wait for you? I waited at the door you went through. Did you come out through a secret door in the front? Did you go out the back and come back in the front to avoid me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, much like their price tags. Okay, so which I'm not
Oh.
doing. Let's move on. Next to Brian during a conversation like a child saking his dad on another schoolboy who had upset him. Brian acted the role beautifully again, denying me any kind of price adjustment, compensation for my inconvenience, or any kind of sincere apology. Brian did state that he knew about the problem with the phone system and that had been that was being looked into. He
Okay,
also said,
stop right there. I have gotten this from companies I've worked for. I had a situation where I received a call from a customer who was not getting things that we were mailing to them, products they had ordered and were being shipped to them. And I said, I'm very sorry. And they said, I can tell you exactly why. I said, please do. I will do whatever I need to do to correct the problem. We had the wrong zip code. I said, thank you for telling me. I will get this taken care of and make sure that everything is updated in our system. I tried to update the system and I couldn't, so I contacted the computer guys, the
IT.
people, the IT guys in charge of the system. They said, "Oh, you can't change the zip code because that is determined by the software that we get from the post office." I said, well, there is a problem because the customer is doing a reality check here and telling me we have the wrong zip code. I don't care what your software is saying. They are not getting product because we have the wrong zip code. And either you haven't used the latest update or you don't update it enough or the post office is just friggin' wrong. I said, this needs to get fixed. How do we manually update this? You can't. I said, then how the hell do we get this to the customer? I will write out a handwritten fucking address and slap it on the box if I have to. For fuck's sake, let's take care of the customer. Well, I actually used that language. So it got to my manager. And the manager laughed. It was
"Oh,
like,
that's funny."
it was like, I'll talk to him about it.
Oh man,
I'm like, I felt like that guy in War Games. Show me the spark plug I gotta fucking piss on.
This guy also said that I could have gotten hold of a live person by dialing zero. I mean, by dialing zero after the message said the
Yeah,
store was
what
closed.
prompt fucking told me that?
No
How the hell was
prompt.
I supposed to know that? Do you expect me to have fucking ESP to figure that out?
He also said he was going to have the inventory system corrected so the website did not show any of the missing drives in stock. Considering I was already in the store to buy the thumb drive, did not appear to strike Brian as shutting the barn door after the horse was gone.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so having wasted 40 minutes of my life on this matter and received no resolution, I began to fill with a blind rage. Rather than take my chances fighting Brian, whose grim visage told of a man who has taken countless lives, I took the high road and left the store without incident, choosing instead to deal with this matter at the corporate level. Here we go.
Yeah.
Chapter 3.
Corporate. Something tells me this isn't going to go any better.
It just doesn't get any better. All right, so this was... okay, so let's see. It is telling that I have Circuit City's corporate number memorized. It is 1-800-THE-CITY. After various misleading prompts, wrong turns, and lengthy wait times, my call found its way to the customer service department. A woman answered who is clearly not from the United States. That's more common now. Possessing an access to the habits of...
specifically in the United States.
Yes, yes. Possessing access similar to the inhabitants of the Mauritius Islands or some other wonderful place which I will never be able to visit in my lifetime. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I explained the case to corporate, who told me that if I wanted the matter resolved, I would have to take it to the store level by speaking to the director of Store 700 operations named Lawrence. I called Store 700. Upon receiving the "We are closed" message, I dialed 0 to reach the front desk. See, he's learning.
Yeah.
After speaking to after about 10 rings, someone picked up and I asked to speak to Lawrence. I was placed on hold. 2 minutes later, the phone began ringing again. After a few rings, someone picked up and then placed the phone back down, and there was silence. I was hearing.
Yeah,
Must,
I've
must have
had this kind of a situation with many stores. Yes,
okay,
not just Circuit City.
or had they hung up, I had no way of knowing.
Yeah.
I called back a second time, and the exact same thing occurred. Placed on hold, waited 2 minutes, phone rang again. Someone picked up and put the phone down. This happened a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time.
Yep.
By my sixth phone call to Store 700, I was not a happy man. I explained to the
I would
person
imagine.
what?
I would imagine.
Yes. That who had picked up that I'd called 6 times, that I was not about to be placed on infinite hold again, and that I needed to speak with Lawrence right away. This time, someone managed to find Lawrence expeditiously. We now had a chance to speak. I explained everything that had happened to Lawrence, who actually apologized for the inconvenience I experienced. He stated, however, that he was of the same level of authority as Brian, and that probably wasn't much he could do. He did state that if I had spoken to him instead of Brian, Lawrence would have cut me a discount on a comparable thumb drive. Lawrence told me that if I wanted to speak to somebody higher up, the man I needed to talk to was Tim. A short while later, I was on the phone with Tim.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh, this is like a friggin' sitcom. This is like something out of the friggin' Office.
Okay, so here we go. I told my story to a fourth time to Tim, who apologized for the many errors which led us both here. I asked Tim why it was that Brian was not able to assist me in a price reduction, whereas Lawrence was able, even though they were at the same level. Tim did not have an explanation. Clearly, when Nick and Brian told me that they couldn't change the price, what they really meant was that they didn't want to. I told my story for a fourth time to Tim, who apologized for the many errors which led us both here. I asked if Brian was a Grinch of some sort. Tim confirmed that he was not. He's not going to bash it on.
Yeah, no, you're not going to. I would have stopped him right there. I said, "You're not going to convince me that he's not." I'm telling you, he is.
Okay.
Just accept it.
Tim stated that if
In fact, I would go farther. He's not just a Grinch; he's an asshole. And if you don't agree with me, you are too.
Now, okay, Tim stated that if I came into the store tomorrow, he would take care of me. Given the sorry shape Tim's store was in, I wasn't sure if I wanted him taking care of me, but I held out hope. Let's move on.
Boy, this guy is really trying.
Calendarial conundrums. I have no idea what that means. Did we lose the chat? Are they loving this?
I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot of chats, but I hope you guys.
Now. I gotta find out.
I know. I want to see. I'm getting fired up about it.
On Sunday the 25th, I made my way back to the Starcross Store 700. Oh, there we go.
Hello, go Troy.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Tim, as luck would have it, was out to lunch when I arrived. Oh, this is the guy who wanted to speak to was Tim.
Oh, I would freaking wait for Tim. I said, I'll just sit. What is that designated waiting area? Tell me where I got to stand, and I'll wait for Tim.
This seemed to be in line with the organizational structure of the store itself. I headed out and grabbed a bite to eat and then returned. Tim was now available. We chatted for a bit. Then Tim walked over to the thumb drive section. He grabbed one of the purple Alzheimer's thumb drives and manually overrode the price to match that of the black thumb drive, perhaps figuring that they won't remember being shorted in a few days.
Oh my God.
Tim handed me a slip with the thumb drive explaining that whoever rings me up would charge me the adjusted price if I presented the slip. This was great news. My long nightmare was finally at an end. I just had to gather up the other items I wanted to make my way to the register. I thanked Tim for his help and set about to hunt for the rest of my list. Things are going smoothly now, huh?
Oh no.
The Wii Nunchuck.
The other items prior.
True.
The Wii Nunchuck and Mario Party 8 were easy enough to get, but the DS bundle had disappeared completely. I found an associate who explains that the bundles were in the back.
Of course they were.
He said that he would get one for me and then rung up several customers. When there was no more customers, he directed me to the front of the store. Now, at the front of the store, the associate rung up another customer. He then asked another associate to retrieve a list of some kind for him, and she went off to do. The associate who was supposed to be helping me then walked off as well, leaving the list bearing associate, and I very confused. When the associate returned, he rung up another customer. As he was about to ring up another question, I asked him, "Why am I standing here?" He looked at me and said, surprised, "Oh," and then walked off to retrieve the Zelda DS bundle for me. He asked the former list associate to ring up customers, then led me to another register to complete the transaction.
See, and this is just simply bad training, because and Netter can confirm this. If you are helping a customer, there is almost nothing that can all you need is, I am with a customer. That's all that you had to say. And okay, let me know when you're done. This is important. Okay. So in my mind, I take care of the customer, and then whoever it was, they're the next thing that I got to deal with. But yeah, customer is number one. Remember, welcome to Circuit City, where service is state of the art. Apparently not. Or maybe that's an indictment of service these days. Real quick, I wanted to bring up Mark Daly says, by the way, Circuit City is no longer in business. Tim Hayes says, no, I heard they still exist in Canada. Yeah, so in other words, they're out of business here in the United States. They still exist in commie Canada.
Interesting.
They were supported, they were supposed to be a comeback in the U.S., but they posted a photo of the inside of what their stores would look like. It looked like another Radio Shack. That's apropos.
Well, Best Buy looks like trash
Look,
nowadays too. If you go to Best Buy,
this whole idea of these shit companies that treat their customers like shit, that have zero customer service, going out of business. I'm looking at you, Toys R Us. Oh, we're coming back. Bullshit. You better really get your shit together and start all over again from scratch.
I handed him my items, and he at first seemed confused by the slip for the 2 gigabyte cruiser drive, but he figured out soon enough. He then rung up the Zelda DS bundle, which showed a price of $164.99. Now, keep in mind that it was showed in the ad. Okay, well, he thought it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, It was supposed to be $139.99.
Right.
I explained to the associate that the price was supposed to be $139.99. He said that was a special holiday price and that the price had now changed. I asked him to get Tim. Tim soon reappeared on the scene, and I explained the same thing that the associate did. I told Tim that I wanted to purchase this item yesterday, but that the misunderstanding over the thumb drive prevented me from completing my transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Tim said the $139.99 was a special 5-hour price on Black Friday, that it was never $139.99 on Saturday, and that I would not honor the price today. Of course, this is blatantly contradictory to what CircuitCity.com was showing Saturday. So he said on the website it was showing it at $139.99.
Yeah.
With Saturday's price even well documented, this and other deal sites. Now, part of me wonders, was it $139.99 on the site and not in the store? Which doesn't make any sense. But
wait a minute, this is very interesting. Tim Hayes says Toys R Us is just part of Macy's now, but heard they're opening some stores outside of Macy's. It's nothing like what it used to be, even outside of Macy's. So that tells me that Macy's bought the Toys R Us brand name, and that's all it is.
Ooh.
This is a Macy's version of like an FAO Schwartz kind of thing now. Interesting. Want to say hi real quick to the Horror King. Thanks for being here, buddy. Always great to see you, man.
So let's see here. Where am I? Oh, crap. I lost my spot. All right. Tim would not budge on the DS bundle price. This put us at quite an impasse. I wanted to spend my money at Circuit City using this godforsaken coupon they sent me, and Tim was not about to let that happen. He was going to abort this transaction come hell or high water. My money, it would seem, is no good at Circuit City. I asked Tim who he reported to. He refused to provide me with a name, simply stating that I was to call 1-800-THE-CITY as he reports to corporate.
Yep.
Moving on to... I left the store empty-handed once again, certain that I was in the right, but having absolutely nothing to show for it. When I returned home, I called the corporate line and filed a detailed and amended complaint. The person I spoke with told me that she will escalate the claim and that I can speak with a supervisor about the matter on Monday the 26th. It shouldn't be so hard doing what I try to do. I just want to buy some gifts for the holiday season without breaking the piggy bank, but Circuit City
Yeah.
Store 700 seems absolutely no reason to let my generosity go unpunished. They cannot let a simple transaction through using the coupon that they sent to me.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I would have still gotten the thumb drive because he finally got that negotiated.
Here's what he's trying to do, though, Netter. He's trying to use the coupon, which he can only use if he spends $200.
Exactly.
Oh.
And it's not only that. After a certain point, you're going to fight me on every fucking thing. I don't want to give you a damn dime.
Okay. Anyway,
I don't care. I don't care if you're going to now give it to me for a penny. I don't want to give you a friggin' dime.
so you think that the Circuit City people are out of line here in this whole thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Any other person would have given up long ago. They would have spent the extra $80 or so to get these items elsewhere and be done with it. But I still believe in something. I believe in myself, and I believe in fairness to the consumer.
Yes. I understand that. Absolutely.
This stopped being about money long ago, instead became about principle. I will see this
I agree.
transaction.
I am with this guy.
I will receive recompense for my inconvenience. I will demand a letter of apology from Nick, Brian, Lawrence, Tim, and anyone else at Store 700 or elsewhere who chooses to prevent me from taking part in the
American commerce. Yes.
Okay, and this is the last part of this. I have no doubt that many cheap-ass gamers will call me crazy, certainly long-winded, and probably a few other choice turns of phrase, but let it never be said that I gave up. Let it never be said that the customer isn't always right, and let it never be said that Bill G is not a cheap-ass gamer.
I'll tell you something else. This story resonates. And now we have just shared it with all of you listeners and anybody who comes. And yes, exactly right. Circuit City no longer effing exists in the United States. You got to go to fucking commie Canada if you want to go to Circuit City, where you're going to get treated just like you will by the Canadian government, up the poop chute.
Well, you know, if you put up too much of a fight, maybe they'll just have a euthanizer come over to you or something.
Yeah, you know, medical assistance in dying, exactly. You know, it's a lot cheaper than, you know, fighting your cancer. You know, let's kill you however we can. God. Good. Well, no, this is what I try, and I often have said this to people. You know, you are going to be out of work if you keep treating people this way. Companies go out of business by treating their customers like shit. It's happened to Circuit City. It happened to Toys R Us. It's going to happen to so many other brick and mortars. Honestly, they're being so beset by the cyber world at this point, and Amazon and all that kind of stuff. You need to provide the customer service because it's the only thing you have to provide. People will pay for good customer service. Unless you want to be out of work. Of course, that's what makes good commies. Lazy-ass bastards that don't want to work.
But I want to say about this whole thing, I'm sorry, this screams to me of what we call bait and switch, where you're advertising one thing and it's, oh, we don't have that, but can you buy this? But this is not on sale. Well, you know, it's
Actually, Mark Daly makes an excellent point. And the older I get, the more I realize this. They say time is money, but it's much more valuable than that. You can always get more money, but you only get 24 hours a day no matter what you do. So the Circuit City people basically mugged this guy. Oh, yeah. But you know what? Again, he kind of won in the end. He didn't spend any money with these bastards. They've gone fucking out of business. They've lost their jobs. And they don't even realize it's because of what they did to him and to everybody else that they interacted with.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if he ever got this. It went on further, but I figured we're going to be here all night. Let me see. I thought that was a good way to send it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so the Saturday price of okay, wait a minute. Justin offered me the Nintendo. Okay, so I think did he end up going back to the store? Did they finally fix it?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
don't leave
find
us
out. Hold
hanging
on.
here, Boomer. You
Finally,
gotta tell
before
us.
I get too long-winded, too late, I ended up getting a quote from Justin. He mentioned that while I appreciated him handling the complaint, I told him that many other people online had expressed their problems that they should be taking care of as well. Hold on. So let's see. What did they end up doing? Justin informed me that he has spoken to Tim directly, service member, about my complaint. That plans were now in place to have this matter corrected. Justin offered me the Nintendo DS bundle at the Saturday price of $139.99 and the thumb drive at the Saturday price of $14.99. After 5 days of feeling like I was tilting in windmills, it was nice to receive reassurance that I was not insane. Victory and validation have been sent to me from a white guy to desk in Virginia.
Yeah.
I would think it's funny if he goes there and then the coupon's expired.
I was just thinking that.
Okay, that's how it ended. So I guess they finally reached out to him and he was going to go back to the store. I don't think we ever heard what was going to happen. Let me see. That was like when I went to go pick up Crisis there a couple weeks ago. They told me that $39.99 was a retract. I asked where it was shown because there was no notification up. I must have been getting Crisis for Xbox. Okay, yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, that was my big Black Friday story. I have other little
That's
ones, but I think it's getting
that
late.
is kind of brilliant, but that's just that's absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely
Horrible,
ridiculous.
horrible.
And I'll tell you, everything they did to this guy completely undid the whole purpose of Black Friday for them. Black Friday is to get customers in the door and make money. And all you've done is driven off a customer who and again, this is the other side of the whole cyber thing. People are going to go online, blast this all over social media, get other people talking about it. We're sharing about it now. His message is getting out there. He's probably done reviews so that people know, fuck, I'm not going to Circuit City and dealing with that shit. So their business goes down, 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 down. They make less and less and less money all the time.
Keep in mind, this was before YouTube was really a thing when this was posted.
Yeah.
This was 2007. I don't even know if YouTube existed yet, or if it was, it probably wasn't being widely used like it is now. So you probably would have had him posting on YouTube.
It's funny you say that, Tim. You're missing the point. It's an empty parking lot. So they can go and they can screw around and do whatever they want because there's no business there. That's actually a very telling picture when you think about seeing these bikers in the parking lot. Think about that for a second. Yeah. See what I'm saying?
But my most horrific thing was the thumb drive thing when I first read this, and there were other horror stories too. I read you a few of the smaller ones earlier here. Just
Yep.
Circuit City, for whatever reason, it was like the worst retail experience people had, and you can find plenty of stories online about people who work Black Fridays that were from the other side of the
And
coin,
look what's become of it. So it you know, and honestly, I'm telling you, the same thing's going to happen to Disney. Disney used to be known for its customer service. It's going to die. It is going to die if they don't change really, really fast.
Yeah. But it's funny though that Zelda bundle, when it's at full price, it's basically the same price you would pay for a DS and the game separately.
Yeah.
But you don't get the gold DS though, so I guess there's that. But I don't know. And then I'm telling you, this is why people would go nuts on Black Fridays. They try to get into the store, and it's just not worth it, is it?
Yeah.
What did you learn,
Well,
Netter?
Well, Troy and I used to work retail.
Yep.
Oh
So
yes.
we've had to work through Black Fridays. And now when we worked I was at Carson Pure Scott. And depending on your department, you either had a really easy time of it or it was nuts. If you were in one of the commissioned areas like perfumes and fine jewelry or shoes, they would wreck your department.
Yep.
I was in, they called it men's accessories,
Yeah.
which confused the snot out of me because it wasn't accessories, it was shirts, ties, pants, you get underwear, socks.
It was basically menswear.
Yeah.
Belts.
But why
Belts.
they called it accessories
Yeah.
confused the snot out of me. And we would get people. I remember this one guy. He came up to me and goes, I need to go to court in the morning and I need to look nice. Can you help me pick out some stuff? So I helped him pick out basically a suit, shirt. He said, yeah, I'm going to need some new underwear and socks too, so I got those for him. He goes into the dressing room, and he would pop out and go, how's this look, you know. Well, at one point, I see him drop his drawers, because the door was like cut off by like the
No.
tabs.
Oh,
so you could
God.
see under. I see him drop his drawers, and I'm like, what are you doing, sir? He goes, I'm going to try the underwear. I'm like, you cannot do that. It's a hygiene thing.
Yeah.
Put your own drawers back on.
Oh, I
Yeah,
used
he
to
had
work.
torn open the
Yes,
underwear to try them on.
I used to work at a discount clothing. I mean, I guess I'll say this on there. I used to work at a TJ Maxx at
Uh-huh.
Marshalls. I worked those. Those was my early retail jobs. People could not bring underwear into the change room. This was a rule. Yes, don't do
That
that.
makes
They would
sense.
try to
Yeah,
do it
that's
too.
weird. That's
Don't
weird.
do it.
That's just weird. And I would never think to try on underwear or even socks. Why would you bother? You know they're going to fit or they're not. You know,
I
you know
don't
what your
know.
size.
Well, the worst part of that particular one, and now I'm trying to remember if it was Black Friday or if it was Christmas, but regardless, it was one of those times. Someone, now I worked in one area of men's. Troy at that time worked in another area of men's.
Uh-huh.
His department was more like the jeans and casual stuff, where mine was the suits and dress shirts. Someone in his department, because it was really, really busy, took a whole bunch of clothes, dragged them into one of the fitting rooms, stacked them literally from the bench to ceiling, and then urinated and defecated over everything, smearing stuff in and all that, and left his
Ooh.
pile because they got ticked off at the store. Some poor unfortunate walked in there of one of the clerks and said, oh my God. They had to close the dressing room. And if I recall, by the time they finished damaging out all the product at the end of the night, and this was like tons of shirts, jeans, and I'm not talking cheap jeans. We're talking brand name ones.
Yep.
That all had to be damaged out. They damaged out something like, it was like $11,000 worth of merchandise, because somebody got ticked off at the store and decided they're just going to wreck everything. That was utterly disgusting.
So
Awful.
let me launch into my little screed on Black Friday psychology here. So my first point is scarcity on steroids. You were kind of talking about that yourself. Limited quantities. Doorbuster ends at 10 a.m. Only 12 left. These trigger loss aversion, which is twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining something. Your brain literally feels pain at the idea of missing out. So you buy crap you don't need
FOMO.
just to avoid that pain.
Yes.
FOMO. Anchor pricing illusion. This is point 2. They jack the original price to $7.99, slap a fake was tag, then drop it to $3.99. Your brain doesn't compare $3.99 to the item's true value. It compares it to the $7.99 anchor and screams, I'm saving $400, even if the thing is never worth more than $350.
And actually, because I know they used to do this at Carson's, let's say the item was normally $40.
Yep.
They would mark it up to 60, do the slash,
Oh.
was 60, now 40.
Yep.
You're just still paying the regular price for
I
it.
Awful.
told you.
No
That's
sale
what I
at
was
all.
just saying, yeah. Number 3, the dopamine slot machine. Refreshing Amazon, watching the countdown timer, seeing the price drop. It's literally designed like a casino. Variable ratio reinforcement. You never know exactly when the next big deal hits. It's the same schedule that keeps people pulling the slot machine lever. Number 4, social proof on crack. Lines out the door, selling out fast banners, TikTok videos of people fighting over a TV. Your monkey brain sees the crowd and thinks it's everyone's. If everyone wants it, it must be valuable. Herd instinct overrides rational thought. Number 5, guilt-free spending justification. It's a deal, so it doesn't count as impulse buying. Black Friday is the one day people give themselves permission to be reckless because the purchase is framed as smart instead of wasteful. And number 6, the exhaustion factor, this year especially. When deals start in October and run for a month, the urgency collapses. By the time actual Black Friday hits, people are emotionally numb. Deal fatigue is real. That's why the year felt flatter than usual despite the discount. Bottom line, Black Friday isn't about saving money. It's a brilliantly engineered annual ritual that hijacks every major psychological trigger we have around scarcity, status, and fear of missing out. And the craziest part? We all know it's a game. We will line up to play. That's the real conversation that we're having here tonight, is that people know that this is happening and do it anyway. Guys, Boomer and I talk about this all year, usually in terms of the prices on video games, but I bring it up in terms of toys too. You keep spending the money, they will keep charging it.
When you jacking up the price.
When you withhold your money, either the price will come down or they'll effing go out of business. They'll go the way of Circuit City.
Where service is state of the art.
Well, it was state of the art if it's a form of torture. Do you have another slide, or are we gonna?
No, that's it. That's all I got.
Let's slide into real quick a talk about Cyber Monday, because it's tangentially related. Excuse me. That wine. Okay, let me tell you, yeah.
I'll bring up another picture.
Cyber Monday's been quietly or not so quietly outpacing Black Friday in the online arena.
Yeah.
Turning what started as a back-to-work web shopping spike in 2005 into a full-on digital juggernaut. Here's a breakdown of the key trends from 2024, the most recent full data set, plus what experts are forecasting for the future. I'll keep it structured for easy digestion. 2024 trends. Cyber Monday online dominance last year solidified Cyber Monday as the undisputed king of e-commerce, especially as Black Friday's in-store chaos feels increasingly outdated. Here's a data snapshot. So it's metrics, Black Friday. I should have made this into a slide, but I didn't. Cyber Monday to December 2nd, it being December 2nd, key insights. Okay, so U.S. online spending. Black Friday, $10.8 billion, up 10.2% year on year. Cyber Monday, $13.38, up 7.3 year over year. CM drove 23 to 27, Cyber Monday drove 23 to 27 more sales overall, proof that mobile first at-home shopping wins. Mobile accounted for 80% of traffic, but converted better on Cyber Monday. So shoppers in millions, 87.3 million online. For Black Friday, 64.4 million, down from 73.1 million in 2023. Fewer bodies, but higher carts. People locked in bigger, deliberate buys like electronics. Top categories for Black Friday: home goods, appliances, furniture, TVs, deeper in-store discount. Cyber Monday, electronics, beauty, toys, and apparel, online exclusives. Cyber Monday saw a 31% share drop in home kitchen, while Black Friday ruled big ticket items. Toys spiked 680% on Black Friday versus average day. Traffic and engagement. 5.1 trillion global HTTP requests for Black Friday, 6.9 trillion busiest internet day of 2024 on Cyber Monday. Peak late evening, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern, AI chatbots boosted site traffic 1,150% year on year. Influences converted 6 times better than social ads. Bottom line, while Black Friday still draws crowds, 62% of shoppers planned it versus 47% for Cyber Monday. The shift to online means Cyber Monday's convenience factor is eating Black Friday's lunch. Literally, with 22.2% higher sales despite the hype fatigue. 68% called Black Friday versus Cyber Monday not compelling this year, up from 54% in 2023. Future predictions? Cyber Monday pulls even further ahead, looking to 2025 and beyond. The trends point to Cyber Monday evolving into the smart shoppers event, while Black Friday becomes more of a hybrid relic. NRF and Adobe forecasts paint this picture. Record crowds, but digital first. 186.9 million total shoppers expected for Thanksgiving. Cyber Monday weekend up 3 million from 2024, with 70% hitting Black Friday, but 40% saving the big online hauls for Cyber Monday. Overall, holiday e-com, 253.4 billion, up 5.3 year over year, with Cyber Monday projected at 14.2 billion versus Black Friday's 11.78. Deeper discounts on tech and fashion. Extended Cyber Week era deals won't end Monday. Retailers are stretching to Cyber Week through December, with early starts in October. Look, it's just the same thing as the whole purpose for buying being Christmas and them going and starting Christmas in stores earlier. Now you're starting to see the deals going back into October and earlier.
Those Xbox controllers.
And again, it only makes sense because they got to make their money. You know, if Black Friday represents when they're in the black, this is the only way they can keep the business going. The big shift in 5 to 10 years. Black Friday's physical side fades as e-commerce hits 25% plus of retail, up from 15% now. Cyber Monday morphs into a global AI personalized beast, and AR try-ons and same-day drone drops, making it the go-to for 80% of holiday traffic. Black Friday survives as a nostalgic mashup, but Cyber Monday owns the future. This all ties back to the psychology we talked about earlier. Scarcity feels less frantic online, so Cyber Monday lets you win without the exhaustion. If you're streaming this, it'd make a killer segment. You know, just saying. So that's the truth of all.
But what about
this.
pepper spraying someone so you can get your hands on that Xbox?
Well,
that happened, by
this,
the way. The reason I bring that actually happened.
I know, because anytime, look, it's not even just these shopping things. We're seeing it all the time with traffic incidents and all kinds of things where people lose their minds and they're getting physical over the most stupid, ridiculous stuff. I'm going to tell you, there was a segment and we'll watch this when we get to when we get to Christmas and we do our marathon for Christmas. Of course, we're going to watch Charlie Brown Christmas. And what's his thing that he keeps repeating? Christmas has become so commercial. Well, that kind of is what it's all about. It's taking advantage of the gift giving to make money. It's the end of the year, so it's their last opportunity to hit those dollars, and they are trying to maximize it. And what is so psychotic is that we can see this is. Can you imagine someone doing magic tricks, but it's not with a blind or something in front of them? You can see what they're doing, and you can see them palming the ball, and you can see them doing all the tricks. That's what these kinds of marketing tactics are, and we still keep falling for them. We keep throwing our money at them. And it really does come down to, you got to start saying, do I need that thing? Look, one of the ads that you showed that I had sent to you was for, I don't remember what the company was now, but it was the Star Trek one. You pointed out that the one with the, no, not the wine, it had the Kirk and Ilea thing. Yeah, the phaser one. I don't remember what company that is. There it is, Factory. So they have a product that I actually really wanted. They have a replica of Gary Seven's servo. I have a collection of Doctor Who sonic screwdrivers, and I just thought it would be so great to display them with a servo. But I looked at the price, and it was something like this, some crazy, three-figure, price point, and I'm like, I just can't justify that. I don't make the kind of money that I could justify that kind of money for something that's essentially valueless. There comes a point where it's like, I don't want it that bad. I really don't, and I cannot justify it. Now, guys, what I'm about to say, don't anybody dare, cast any aspersion at Netter on this. This is not her. This is my projection on her, and I'm saying it up front. If I have to go to Netter and try to justify something, I do it all in my head. Not because she's always been on the record as being my enabler. She is actually way too good to me. But I will have these arguments with a fictionalized version of Netter where I try to justify it, and I lose that argument every time. Which is pretty good, considering she didn't even know version. She didn't even know she had this conversation, and she won the argument. I'm just saying.
I'm thinking like the holodeck, like you're like
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, part of it is when I shop for something for myself. Now,
right.
For other people, Troy can tell you, I'm like really generous when it comes to other people. But when it comes to myself, I will look at something and go, okay, is this a want or a need? If it's a want, how much do I really want it? And is this price worth that want?
Yeah.
Because when it comes to me, I'm cheap. I don't like spending money on myself because, I don't know, maybe I don't feel like I deserve it. I don't know.
This method has backfired on me because there have been things that I've really wanted, and I couldn't talk myself out of it in my head. So I went to Netter and I said, look, I want you to talk me out of this. I want this thing and I really want it. And she's like, okay, what is it? And I tell her what it is and why I want it. And she's like, we can afford it. Get it. I'm like, no, you're supposed to talk me out of it. No.
Like for his birthday.
Yeah.
He's already ordered a $200 book that he said he really, 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 really wanted. And I'm like, put it on the black card.
Put it on the black card. It's your birthday gift. Happy birthday.
It's a book.
Yeah, you'll hear more about it when we restart live from Sparkwood 21 in the new year.
Okay.
Of course, then there's a method to my madness, because then I know that if I'm getting him all these things, if there's something I want that's a little bit impractical, I know he can't really say anything about it because of all the things I've gotten him that are pretty much impractical.
I agree with you for the most part on this, Mark. He says elitist Trek prop. eBay has resin kits. Buy and build it yourself, way cheaper, and get a 3D print one. The problem is that servo needs to be metal. Those little army things that come off of it, you can't do those out of resin. It would be too brittle. Those have to be metal. And I've seen great prop replicas of it over the years before they licensed to this company that were expensive, but not that expensive. It's just gotten crazy. It really is. But yeah, Mark says, Netter, you're just like Julie. Anytime I want something, Julie says, want or need. Needs come first. Plenty of times I hear no. In fact, she was talking yes and no button I gave her. She has a talking yes and no button
Okay.
that I gave her. Yeah,
Can
that's
I
fair.
can I interject here?
The single guy's gonna interrupt. Go ahead.
Yes. So there was no, there was the made-for-TV movie Pirates of Silicon Valley, and then when there's a scene
Okay.
where Bill Gates finds out about the existence of this thing, the Mac OS, and he wants the Mac OS, and he goes, and he's talking to Steve Wozniak, and he says, "I want it, Steve. I want it."
Yeah.
It was played
You
by
know,
the guy that was in all those. He was on the Dead Zone TV show. Remember that? What's his name?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall. He played Bill Gates in that made-for-TV.
I will say this also.
Yes.
Netter does a great job sometimes, not only of finding a way to get me something, but she'll find a way to get it cheaper. She'll be like, okay, what is this you want? Can it only be bought here? Does it have to be mint in package? Is there another? And she'll go through all of that, and she'll like, oh, I just found it on eBay for this. And I'm like, you're kidding me. No, yeah.
Yeah, it was under this name, not that name. Is this
Yeah,
still the same thing?
She's pretty good about
I'll
that.
also tell him, okay, you want this thing. Like,
Yeah.
let's say it's on eBay. Did you check out the Stellar stats? Okay,
Yeah.
they got good feedback. Okay, how much do they want for shipping? They want $30 shipping for a book? No.
Yeah, exactly. This book though that she's getting me, you guys I've talked about Tobin's Spirit Guide. Well, they're doing another Ghostbusters based book, and these are not just prop replica type things. They are. I mean, don't get me wrong, but the content of the book is so good, so well thought, so well researched, so well written. But they are custom made books, limited to as many as people will buy, right? I mean, my point is it's not a mass market thing. They're taking the pre-orders and they will make as many as they get pre-orders for. And I told her, I'm like, no, this is not something that will be available on a secondary market. This is not something that we can get from another company or reprint or anything like that. She's like, then get it. And I'm like, she's like, get it, But,
And just say I want it, like Bill Gates.
I will agree. Yeah. Mark makes a great point on this one. Ever wanted something so bad only to find out it wasn't as great as you thought?
Yeah.
I have several
Yeah.
locomotives that turned out to be like that. And Julie will say, "Oh, but you just had to have it." Yeah. Well, I'm not thinking of any specific examples, and nothing terribly expensive. But there have been times where I've wanted something, I've asked Netta to get it for me, the price wasn't bad, she gets it, and it was like the wrong scale or something. I thought I was getting something else and it wasn't that, and it's like, my bad. But generally, she's like, it's okay, I'll just turn around and resell it, no problem, usually. But,
That's why I don't really like buying things on eBay, because you can't return them easily.
well, it's still my own fault if I didn't, read, because oftentimes it's right there. It said specifically in the description what it was, and I didn't read it. Or if it didn't, I never asked the question. I should have asked the question, and I didn't. So I get that that's my fault. But I'll say this, though. This goes back to what someone else in the chat said about being able to go into a brick and mortar store and see the item and know that that's what you want, There is that element to it. This is also why Hasbro got hit so hard when they started going to the, all cardboard, you can't see the toy inside model. And people would get it home and find it painted and it's got like a derp eye or something like that. And it's like, you need to fix this. I wouldn't have bought this in the store if I had seen this was the problem. It's just, yeah. And they to their minor credit, they pulled back on that and they stopped doing that. So I have a single action revolver from a company that shall remain nameless. I just had to have it, and it was sent back to the factory 5 times. She hasn't let me live that down. Well, I understand that. Sounds like you're having a customer service issue, kind of like the Circuit City story we were talking about here. But
Where service is not state of the art.
where service is non-existent. And that's probably something I would have said in the store. I had to raise my voice and said, "Oh, welcome to Circuit City, where service is non-existent. Get out while you can." I would have started saying stuff like that in the store.
It's ridiculous.
Sometimes it is better to stop, think, and maybe wait. There's a couple of things that I've done that even just this past couple weeks. I've had a couple things. I've had open tabs on eBay, or not eBay, Etsy. It's like, it's not a need, and I just said forget about it. Just whatever. But
I've been there.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna be getting to bed soon.
We've got to wrap this up. That's absolutely right. Nothing else to talk about because you guys have seen the promos. You guys know what's coming up tomorrow night. Godzilla over on Netter's channel. Sunday, Geeky Geezers on Aged Boomer's channel, and then we'll see what the members will be watching on Monday. Right now, the big chill is the front runner, but members, go check out the poll on the community tab and tell me what movie we're watching on Monday. Let's just be sure about that. And that's it. Boomer, any last thoughts, any last words before we wrap this baby up?
Nothing. Like I said, F1's a good deal for $9.99, and that's about it. Black Friday sucks this year. I don't know what it is about Black Friday. Maybe Cyber Monday will yield better results, but
I do think that Black Friday's going the way of the dodo, and the Cyber Monday is going to expand.
Okay, so we'll see what happens on Monday.
Is what I think is going to be happening. But yeah. And Netter, any last thoughts, any last words before we wrap up?
Well, of course, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight, and I want to thank our lovely producers for helping Troy reach his goal of getting 100. Was it 100 members?
Yeah, we're getting really close.
Yeah, 100 members before the end of the year. You guys are so Osmo. Thank you so much for encouraging Troy, and by extension myself, because when you encourage him, you encourage me. I said, you guys are just so Osmo. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support, for your encouragement, and showing the love. We definitely appreciate you.
And I want to thank Age Boomer for your gifted membership. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes.
I want to thank Geek Flag with Nate Knows for his super chat. And Clue Channel, maybe I didn't notice this earlier in the stream. I thought it was one gifted membership. It was 5 gifted memberships.
Yes, but only one showed up, which is weird.
Yeah. But he sent 5 last call gift memberships, and something else that's not showing. Oh, maybe this is over on your channel.
Oh yeah, Mr. House
$10
Party 6.
to Mr. House Party 6. So guys, I want to thank you so much for the way you support us here. It's absolutely incredible. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, that's weird. It's I'm looking again. It does say 5 last call memberships, but only Latino Slant came up. The other ones did not.
Yeah, can you just double check to make sure that although it says 5,
I went back and looked.
5? Did you pay for 1? Not you.
Clue.
Talk to Clue.
Gotcha.
Because I want to make sure if you actually paid for 5 names should have came up. So I'm wondering if there's just some weird glitch where it actually had you pay for 1.
I'll double check that out and see it.
You can double check that?
Well, I won't be able to check it until probably tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow morning when the
oh, that's right, because
YouTube
then
updates.
It should show Latino Slant and 4 others if it's that.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't hurt to have Clue double checked of what
I want to thank Geek Flag with Nate Knows for the Farty Fox. Thank you, my friend. Super appreciate that. You guys really have gone above and beyond this holiday season, and you are really getting us so close. We are within spitting distance of that 100 members by the end of the year. We're really, really getting there, and really justifying my choice in deciding to make this my full-time thing. Hanging out with you guys is now my full-time job, so I want to thank you guys so much for that.
And that's a job that you could just really love.
Yeah, I do. I really do. All the work that I do, I really enjoy. I guess this is what they say when you work for yourself. You never work a day in your life. That's, I think, what they're getting at with that.
It's
really,
like, if you can't, always have a job you love.
Exactly.
And this is definitely a job he loves.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, delete since sent 5 one came up weird. Maybe
We'll
there's
check
only
it
one
tomorrow.
person who wasn't already a member. No, because the only when you purchase memberships, it's all people that are not members that it gets assigned to. So yeah, that's weird. That's why it's like, Clue, if you can just double check, see if you were charged for 1 or for 5.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that you weren't shorted at all, as far as a
And
payment.
I will confirm it on my landing, the studio tomorrow morning, and
Yeah, because that is very, very bizarre.
and you know what, I'll follow up on this and let you guys all know, all the members know, with an update in the community tab to let you know about that. But
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
let me wrap this up so we can get Agent Boomer to sleep. The designated driver is going to pass out on us. So let's get him out of here, guys. I want to thank you so much for everything, hanging out with us. A little bit of a rant about Black Friday, but it was fun. I thought it was interesting. I hope you learned something today. Be wise with your money. Don't let them F around with you. Jason Fox, I'm sorry. I did see you earlier and I didn't say hi to you. My apologies. But thank you for being here, channel member, my friend. You are absolutely good people. And actually everyone here is good people. We have a great community here. I'll tell you what, the awesome people ratio to trolls is excellent. We don't even really see the trolls around here anymore. Knock on wood. No, right? Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
So the he's yawning.
I'm fine.
We gotta end this. We gotta end this and get him out of here, guys. Take care. Thank you so much. We will see you on the next one, which is, of course, Netters Network tomorrow night for Godzilla. Take care. Drink responsibly, stay hydrated, and take care of yourselves. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.
The neon lights are fading, closing time is near. Whispers in the corners, secrets shared sincere. The bartender's polishing the final glass. Time slips away like moving through the grass. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true. One more round, friends, from me and you. Let's toast to the night, to the stories we've spun. Here's to the laughter and to what's begun. The shadows are dancing as we linger still. Every clink of a glass, a memory to distill. Beneath this smoky haze, our feelings they unfurl. A tapestry of whispers in this corner of the world. The jukebox serenades us with a final tune. crooning to the lonely and the lovers under the moon. With every soft note, the end draws ever near. But in this fleeting moment, there's nothing to fear. Last call for alcohol, make your dreams come true.